Now, okay, we should be up. How's everyone doing? Source King, Greedy Arts, Dragon, Ben. Obviously, we have my man, Fake Weeb in here. Fake Weeb.
Yo, what's going on, guys? What's going on, chat? Glad to be here.
I'll give you like 5-10 minutes, and I'll give you a proper introduction too when people start rolling through.
I bet.
But yeah, a lot of things are going on in this chapter, and a lot of things I gotta ask you, get your opinion on.
Okay,
Let's go,
for sure, for sure.
Source King. Actually, yeah. So the first thing I'll ask, right? Okay, who looked better this chapter? Were they equal, or did someone look slightly better?
Um, I think, most of this chapter, maybe it's the same kind of like last chapter where most of this chapter, it seemed like Sukuna was pressuring Gojo, but then in the end, obviously Gojo does something where he retains his ground. Something that I guess we'll talk about later on in the stream.
Yeah, man, I saw a lot of people cooking Gojo as well, saying 0-2. What is it? 0-2 in the domain clash. I'm like, oh, fair enough. But
Oh, yeah, that is true.
yeah, but all I'm saying is Gojo isn't backing down though. He keeps challenging it, but yeah. Oh, I see Don 91 as well. Kai, you need to answer for your crimes about my son. I'll put up on this like thing earlier actually. Here you go. Real panels for Yuta, by the way. But yeah. Actually, speaking of, okay, I gotta ask because everyone loves Yuta. I love Yuta as well, kind of. Like he's the Wonder Boy, special golden child. But man, he looked kind of shaky. I can't lie, he looked kind of shaky this chapter. you know.
Yeah, chat. Like we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but doesn't you like obviously it kind of looks off, but it doesn't. It still makes sense. But when I look at this, I'm like, damn, this kind of reminds me of Yuta Volume Zero. No cap, like the way he's sweating. Like Yuta, bro, you're the next heavy hitter if Gojo goes down. You got to be ready.
Bro.
Um,
Yeah.
no, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Cause like man, he saw Sukuna right before he saw Sukuna. He's like, yeah, I'll tag in, man. If it gets like tough, I'll swap in. And then he sees how strong Sukuna actually is, and he's like, it's just like you said, he's regressed. He's actually de-developed back to how he was in JJK Zero. Like
Wait,
man,
let me see the actual panel. This like seeing this panel, constantly reading the
yeah,
line of "Please don't send me next" or something. I need
yeah.
to. It's kind of throwing me off.
I did actually. I made the regular one as well, just underneath in case people got upset. I think Miyamoto did put the actual one though. Though I did use his translation in that specific case. But all I'm saying is, Yuta was sweating buckets, right? Buckets. Compare that to my goat Kashimo, bro. I'm just saying, not a drop of sweat. I'm swapping in. Don't stop me. But I mean,
I guess.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say like kind of pushing agendas a bit aside. When I read the actual panel, it like Yuta is sweating weirdly, like just for saying, wait, that shouldn't be impossible. Healing your burnt out curse technique with reverse curse technique, but after all, Gojo just did it. Like damn, like it seems like over expression it a little bit. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, bro, he was standing up like an Oompa Loompa of how he
Yeah,
looked. Like, goddamn,
like
bro.
what? I think GEGE did him dirty here.
Yeah, the worst part is because Maki's all calm and collected. Akari's like actually chilling with his girl, right? And then Kashima's the opposite.
Oh.
Kashima's like, don't stop me. Like, goddamn, this is Sukuna.
Yeah,
But
he's
yeah.
to be honest, like before, I thought whenever Kashimo would use his single-use curse technique on Sukuna, like before, I thought, okay, it wouldn't really do anything in a funny way, so like Sukuna somehow just tanks all of it, and Kashimo's expression is just like, like that One Piece shock expression.
Like an L.
But no, like yeah, NL. And
Yeah.
after reading the spoilers of this chapter, nah, my mind is completely changed. The way he just like talked about fighting Sukuna like that, he might be cooking because he's definitely not gonna kill Sukuna. But now the expectations of how lethal his single-use curse technique is, it's definitely increased because yeah, like you said, he's even saying to Hawkeye like, "Don't stop me." He's locked in. So yeah, I'm excited to see once he hops in the battlefield.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because like I think it was like my second or third video I ever made, right? It was like like explaining why his curse technique is going to be Sukuna and Gojo level. I think a couple months ago, I made one again, And then like, and I'm on this Kashimo bandwagon. I'm always getting cooked for it, man. People are like, oh, his cast technique doesn't even beat 15 finger Sukuna. And now, but I will say though, Kashimo was getting cooked, man. Like I put out the typeset for the panel where he says "Don't stop me," and my god, because that went viral when I put that out there, and people were cooking him, like all these accounts, and like, oh, what are you gonna do? And like, yeah, like people were just going crazy, and I'm like, what? The Kashimo gets a lot of disrespect, man. I'll put the thing up here.
It is kind of funny in a way. It's kind of like set like if you easily reply like, "What is this guy gonna do?" It'll easily set up to get a lot of likes, but.
Yeah, man, he's getting.
No, I'm a Kashimo believer now.
Yeah, that's perfect. No, I love, man, Kashimo again, top 5. They didn't die though, in the Japanese polls. What was he like? I think he's 18 with 300 votes. How does Naoya have 10 times more votes than him? God
yeah, that's weird. Like that, I don't know what the people in Japan are thinking, but.
Now, to be fair,
yeah, Naoya in top 10 is crazy.
I don't think it's the younger generation though, because in Japan, right, it's only. The votings are only by mail, which is why there's so little, right? Where there's probably millions of JJK fans, but there's only like not even more than 100,000 votes. So hey, I'm just saying, hopefully the younger generation, right? Maybe they would have voted Maki instead of Naoya. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Hakari is better than Yuta as well in the chat. So interesting little thing going out there. I can't even lie, man. Like it's just crazy how this is a chapter about Gojo vs Sukuna, but such a big part of the discourse. Maybe it's my fault. is Yuta based. I'll put the meme up as well. What people like someone actually made this. I think it's Goat Gumi on Twitter. But yeah, I mean overall though we saw some crazy things as well, especially with the domain expansion. Right, it was like a miniature black hole. Well, maybe not a black hole, but it was like insane.
Yeah, something I kind of find interesting with that, I felt like that further clarified the meaning behind an open domain, because you know how before the community would call Sukuna and Kenjaku's domain as barrierless until shoot, I forgot his name, but someone on Twitter made that universal translation saying it should be considered an open domain instead. Because yeah, there still exists a barrier, but it's just open. And assuming that Gojo, at the end of the chapter, forcefully shrunk Malevolent Shrine by being on the outside of it, then yeah, it should depict that because Gojo is closing a barrier, then Malevolent Shrine is not completely barrierless. And I think had that person on Twitter not make that infamous translation, we probably would have been confused, because at least to me, I've always, like before I thought of it as just a barrierless domain, but that's obviously not the case. And yeah, I would have been confused how Gojo was able to do something like that. So
yeah,
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of glad he's like figured out a unique counter rather than just having an open domain. Obviously, like we expected to see new things and new capabilities within this fight. So yeah, just seeing these domain maneuvers, especially for the hardcore fans who understand the power system, I think it's really a treat, since all of this still makes sense.
Nah, for sure. I think in terms of sorry, yeah, in terms of the actual barrier, so I saw two ways going. I saw people saying what you were saying, how he kind of like what's the word, engulfed Sukuna's own range and shrunk it with him. But the way I saw it was, I like a different interpretation, where because when he makes his domain so massive, he still actually gets cut. Like Sukuna's range is still bigger than his, and I feel like he actually gives up on trying to make his bigger than Sukuna's. And what he then does is he actually just makes it so small. And the trade-off for this would be, because the barrier is so small, it's going to make the outer shell of that tiny barrier like an ungodly amount powerful. It's going to be so powerful, that outer shell right now, it's just going to be unbreakable, no matter what happens. But yeah, I do think...
like,
yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
No. Go on.
No, so like, just like understand you, right? So you saying like, he expanded his domain, but only to just first reach Malevolent Shrine's like range, and then shrunk it to, I guess, swallow it, or...
No, I think that's what you were saying, right?
Okay, yeah.
But no, I'm like of a different. It could be true. Like this, I see that being a possibility. But like the other ones where he tried to do that, I think what he tried to do was just like make his bigger than Sukuna's. But I actually think he just failed, because even when he makes it as big as possible, you see the outer shell still gets cut. So maybe it seems like Sukuna's was still bigger the range. So I think what Gojo probably thought was, okay, I just can't outrange him. You know, Sukuna's the range god, I guess. And he just decides, plan B, I'll just make the outer shell, like what is it, size of a football, a tennis ball?
Yeah, very
Something
small.
like that. And yeah, Jerome Simmons, shout out you for the 55 Zar. He says, this is, okay, he says, you turn from content creator to troll, you do you. I don't know if you've seen my oldest videos. Like, I think my oldest videos are trolling Yuta. Right? Like, trust me, my
I
guy.
know, like, when we
Yeah.
streamed before, like, people were saying in the chat, like, you don't really like Yuta or something, or like you're a Yuta hater
I
or
love
something
Yuta.
like that.
No, I love it. It's just some people. I can understand if people don't get the sarcasm, because he's my
Yeah,
favorite
it's just like
character.
for jokes.
Yeah, especially. Hey, listen, shout out you, Jerome Simmons, but because I remember he donated once before, and he had like this upset message, where he's like, "Oh, how could you hate Yuta? He's such a no, Yuji, sorry, specifically." And he's like, he's such a great character, right? And he's like, oh, how about you try writing? And what I had actually said was, I don't know why I said this, because I always make the joke of Yuji's a fraud, plot armor merchant,
Yeah.
L machine, right? But then I clarify, obviously, all the time, like he's fantastically written, like goat character. He's one of my favorite actually characters. I just like to, make a bit of jokes, put a little sarcasm in there, spice it up. But I guess people, even when I like clarify it's just a joke or he's actually really well written, a lot of people don't understand the sarcasm. I think it's like British humor. Dynamic, we've said it best. Which is understandable. A lot of people are like international viewers and they might not get that. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, I love Yuta though. I love Yuta. Yeah.
I think like in the moment when Yuji was like, obviously things were not going his way, it's so much easier to like like make downfalls on him. So
I always
people
do
should consider it a joke.
Yeah.
But no, I get you. Like, I guess there's people around the world and they can take it too seriously.
Yeah, especially like, cause I used to be a bit like frustrated by it, but at this point I just accepted it, man. Some people just don't get the sarcasm. But yeah, Frauta, hey, looking scared, shaking his boots, Fraugy, plot machine. Nah, it's just jokes. But yeah. But yeah, but just in reply to that, trust me, if people have been watching since I think my very first ever JJK video, I've been a troll since the beginning. Like, trust me.
I might have to go back
yeah.
to your old videos, see the things you made.
Actually, yeah, I think it was what is the one, like, it was one of my very first videos. It's titled like Yuta's overrated, or like he's very and he sucks, right? As like a joke title. In the videos, I'm actually saying he's strong, and I was making jokes in the video, and I think a lot of people were laughing in the comments, like, "Oh, that's really funny." But yeah, since then, like, obviously some people got really upset though. It is what it is. But yeah, Yuta's holding back. I think I agree he was holding back in the sense that, like, maybe he wasn't using his strongest techniques, like his curse technique, lethal and deadly ones, but I don't think he's holding back in terms of strength and speed and such. But yeah. Overall though, okay, I gotta ask, because I saw a lot of people saying this chapter was, I don't know why, like boring? Or no, I'm not sure if you got those comments as well. And I was like, I guess I understand it from a point of view because we didn't get any big action-packed stuff, but personally I loved it. Like, what are your thoughts on the chapter? Like, did you like it? Or...
Yeah, well, I mean, first, before we answer, I don't know if you wanted to answer the donations first or...
Oh, I guess, yeah. There's two, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy Simmons, I don't understand what he means. You have me confused. I don't know what he's upset by. Fair enough. Thank you for the 35 though. Don91, appreciate jokes. still pay the crimes against Yuta. Fair enough. I appreciate it, Don. I appreciate everyone. Now, but don't worry about donations. Like, you can go and say whatever you need to, and I'll just like, I always keep them in track in the, I think it's like stream elements tab, so I can always just go back to them. But
Okay, sweet.
yeah. So I think the question was like, yeah, people were saying it was like a boring chapter. I was like, what? I really liked it.
Yeah, so I'll say this. I also really liked it. I think it was a really great chapter, just seeing the new domain maneuvers. But I think it's sort of like my friends too, because I got them to read Jujutsu Kaisen, and I think, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I think the reason why people probably found this boring is because, let's say like there was a lot of new people who wanted to read JJK because after the 213 hype or when Gojo came back, I guess when they binge read JJK, they lose some of like the details of the power system and like the ability. So when Gojo just suddenly uses like falling blossom emotion, or when there's a lot of explanations with, you know, the inside and outside of domain conditions, you know, reading that to like, I guess in the casual's perspective, it's boring. So I can kind of understand, but for us, since we read week to week and we've been reading week to week for a long time, and obviously people in the chat, most of you guys know like the nuance of JJK. It's fun to us to, you know, learn about the domain stuff and you know, see the new things to happen in this chapter. But yeah, like I kind of understand if people find it boring, but personally, like for you and me, it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, especially learning a lot of new stuff. Especially that, like, I really liked it. Especially seeing them pull out things we didn't even know was possible, right? Because obviously only they could do it. It's Gojo and Sukuna, right? It makes sense that only they can do it. And bro, like healing your curse technique or reverse curse technique, I didn't even think about that. Like that's just insane. I imagine the way it's going is maybe Gojo's, because we know the curse technique comes from a specific part of the brain, right? Maybe Gojo's specifically healing like the metaphysical aspect part of that. I don't know what he's doing, but especially with like the domains, like Sukuna using domain amplification in it, I really liked it. But the thing was, because I saw those comments were from people who have been long time, like people who have been, I know have been watching for a year because they've been on the channel for a year, who are saying it's boring.
Okay.
I can't even tell, maybe because it's the editor's comments where he said it's climaxing, right? And I think a lot of people after that were saying, oh, we're going to see Shrine next chapter, or someone's going to like take a big hit. I imagine that probably set up expectations like through the roof. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess like climaxing means we'll see like maybe at max like 3, potentially 4 more chapters of this, maybe even less, I don't know. Yeah, that climaxing editor's note definitely threw me off.
Yeah, for sure. Because I had my theories that we're gonna see something crazy. I was like, oh, Black Flash maybe, or like again Shrine, 10 Shadows. But the way I always go into every chapter is this is like a philosophy that's bad to apply in general life, but good to apply to specific aspects. Like the greater the expectations, no, the higher expectations, the greater your disappointment. I feel like it's good to apply that to stories, because if you expect like the minimum or something really low, you're always going to be hyped or gassed when you see cool stuff happen. But if you set it too high, you'll probably be disappointed. Theories is fine. Like theories, that's a whole different thing. Greedy, hey, shout out Greedy for the $5, my man. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just saying shout out, like shout out to Greedy.
Yeah, oh yeah, he said shout. Yeah, he said I used to dislike you for getting humor. Now you've converted me. Yeah, I'm glad I got you on that, Greedy. I know you've been here since day one, man. Like I think you were here nearly the beginning. I think actually the beginning. So appreciate you sticking around to this time. Thank you for the 5, and I'm glad I got you into the British humor. And then also let me scroll down. Eternal Flame, a goated YouTuber. Shout Canada. You know, Fake Weave and Eternal Flame. Yeah. He says, just donating to remind everyone, Yuji's moment will be coming soon. Frota is going to die soon. Hikaru will show him why he's him. I like that. I like to see that. Yuji's moment. As much as I dog on Yuji, man, it is depressing. It is depressing. Like, this guy's like an MC. And, oh, man. He's just suffering. He's actually just suffering, man. I mean, actually, what are your thoughts on that? Like, how big of a role do you think Yuji's going to get? How big of a power-up? I mean, I saw even Dynamic Weeb, Andy, right? He said he's going to get Benevolent Shrine. Any predictions on Yuji?
I'm not really too concerned about him because like I do think like it is pretty obvious and it is bound that he's gonna have a big moment. Wait, what's Malevolent Shrine?
So it's like I think it's so Malevolent Shrine. It's like the heavenly version. I'm not gonna because I really don't want to like misquote it, but I think Malevolent is like in actual Hinduism or Buddhism. It's kind of like this dark, almost like evil thing. Okay, please don't call me. I'm going from memory. And Malevolent is kind of like the holy version or something along those lines. So it's like Yuji is the light, or he is not the Buddha per se, but you know something close to that. I mean, there's like a whole bunch of theories where he's gonna get blood manipulation because he has brothers. He's gonna get his mother's curse technique. He's gonna get Kenjaku's curse technique because maybe if Kenjaku gave birth to him, that should pass down as well. There's like a whole bunch of theories on it. Or maybe he's gonna get Cleveness Mantle, maybe, finally. But yeah, to be honest, I don't know what he's gonna get, but to be honest, I'm actually more worried about Gojo. Because it's really looking possible that Gojo, beside maybe a Maxim, he just doesn't have anything new.
Well, yeah, like in terms of like his attacks, because we saw him like have simple domain, and obviously the reverse curse technique to heal the burnt out curse technique was pretty new. But in terms of like new offensive attacks, like I don't even know if he at this point, which it should be expected that he should have a maximum technique because obviously he's Gojo, but yeah, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. He hasn't pulled one.
Maybe. Yeah, because I don't know. I always thought he would have had some. I guess it goes to the expectations part, right? I expected him to have a lot of new stuff, but damn, I guess he went into this fight thinking he could win with what he has, which is fair. I guess it's Gojo. Shao Dragon as well. He says, "Does Gojo still possess the prison realm?" That is a good question. Wait, what happens? Is the prison realm just like 8,000? How deep was in the ocean? 8,000 meters or something? Is it just in the bottom of the ocean now?
Yes. I think maybe Dragon's thinking like the prison realm could come into play again.
Maybe.
But yeah, it might just be like down in the trench.
I mean, maybe they could try and... Because there's like that whole theory where I think that... Imagine if the reverse curse technique, or reversal of curse technique, of the 10 shadows, it could be like whole light if you reverse the concept, but if you're specifically reversing the summoning aspect of the 10 shadows, imagine you can seal people within the shadows instead of summoning things out. Bro, another Gojo
that'd
seal?
be crazy.
Maybe. Yuji ate the prison realm? Oh, if that happened, that would have been really funny. No, but yeah. Also, yeah, Camden Moore, Shao, you 8 months, goddamn. Shao, you Camden Moore. I predict Yuji's big moment is death, L plus ratio. Fair enough. Yeah. Yuji is... Okay, yeah, do you think he's... Man, because personally, I think he's actually going to survive the end of the series. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I also think that too. Honestly, I know there was like the comment before where GEGE said out of the 4, 1 would die or only 3 survive. But honestly, I feel like he's gonna dismiss that. Like I do think Yuji's gonna survive, but I don't think he'll be the only one. Like I still think others will live around him, but most, of course, would die in the final arc.
Yeah, I feel like it would be nice. Imagine if Choso actually gets to live as a human with Yuji and his brother in the human world after it's all said and done. I mean, knowing GEGE, right? This is the same guy who popped Rico's head right out of nowhere. So maybe not, but we'll see. Because so many times I'm like, surely GEGE won't kill this character off, right? Surely he won't kill Ryu for no reason. Surely Yorozu won't die after just being introduced. But Shao GEGE, man, he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, he just kills him, you know?
Yeah, I'll say for Chozo, like I feel like if GEGE wanted him to die, the best would have been in that Yuki fight. Or maybe not, or maybe yes. Like there could have been probably another way he could have got the back of the prison realm could have went to the crew. But yeah, like if he survived that, then for him to die again later in the final arc, that'd be tough.
Bro, imagine, I just thought this now. Imagine like Yuji and Choso, like they got their ass beat by say Sukuna. Or Yuji goes ass beats him, like he steps in when Gojo loses. And what Choso does is he turns himself into a cursed object. So I don't know how you do it, because maybe not, because that's such a hard thing to do, right? Only Sukuna and Kenjaku, and someone from 2,000 years ago. So there's only 3 confirmed people who could do it. But what if he does that? And Yuji eats Choso.
Like he turns him.
Yeah.
Damn, that'd be.
As like a self-sacrifice.
Yeah, it would make sense for Chozo to, like, he would probably do something like that or wouldn't mind. Live among his brothers.
Damn, that would be kind of clean. That would be kind of clean. Shao Don91, resident Yuta fan here. He says, this compressed domain expansion reminds me of the True Sphere with Yorozu. Sukuna play a role in Sukuna. Oh, okay. Saying Yorozu, the gift. Maybe actually. Because he's saying, like, the gift that Yorozu gave is going to count to the domain. I mean, actually, how do you see Yorozu's gift coming into play? Because, like, there's so many possibilities of that.
So I'm on the minority where I don't actually think Yorozu gave a gift, but I'm excited to be surprised that Sukuna pulls out something from Yorozu.
Wait, do you think, because there's these theories going on, shout out Tunnel Flame if he's still in here, I think he had said, or someone had said, I think it was him, where it's like, it wasn't Yorozu that gave the gift, it was actually Tsumiki. Where she takes over for the last minute, which I don't think is true because Yorozu was simping till the end. But
well, yeah, that would make like Yorozu, like putting Sukuna on his downfall, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, that would be because like that's the thing, because it's matter creation, right? It's literally creating matter, so it could even be like a piece of food, right? Like maybe it's like a golden apple in Minecraft, right? Sukuna's low HP, just eats it. I don't know. Something that gives him a buff. I mean, because the way JJK works, I saw into Quirkless about this, where it's like, as much as like Gay is a gifted author, right? He's like he's absolutely goated, but he does do things in a very straightforward way, where it's like Occam's razor, right? Where the simplest choice is always the right answer. Okay, so Gojo's sealed. The plan is to get enough points in the culling game, which they do. Find Angel, which they do. Get Angel to unseal Gojo, which does happen. Gojo fights Sukuna, which is happening. Like, things are going again, all of it's like 10 out of 10. It's really gifted, but things are going in a very straightforward way. So maybe it really is as simple as, right? Yorozu probably just made Sukuna's like divine spear or something that he's made in the past. And I guess it would make sense why we haven't seen it, because the 10 shadows can store weapons, right? Maybe. I don't really know for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty like ambiguous for sure, because well, I guess if I pull up the panel now, but like just off of memory, it depends. Like as soon as she made the gift, something she just like fell or she died, obviously, but we didn't really get to see what she created. So I guess in my mind was like, was she able to create something in time, or did she just die, or she did but we didn't get to see it? It was sort of like skipped. That's what I was kind of thinking.
I think because this is my like oldest theory. I made the theory when the chapter came out, right? I love this. I hope it's true. Everyone is gonna hate me for saying this, but I'm a big Yorozu fan, so of course I'm gonna say it. But I actually think that whatever the gift is, if it is a weapon specifically, actually should be a weapon, that in the same way how my soul is in the sword that she made, Yorozu's soul would be in the weapon that she makes for Sukuna. So in the same way how Maki can interact with Mai, right, whenever she uses the weapon, Yorozu would be interacting with Sukuna within their innate domain, which would be really good. And obviously, as much as I love that as a Yorozu fan, I know everyone hates it. Yorozu's like the most hated character in JJK. It would serve plot purposes though, because it would then give Tsumiki a chance to actually have a role in the plot and maybe talk to Megumi again. And then maybe this is the way she'll try and like help Megumi actually break out of the Sukuna's hold. So I mean, it's a win-win. Megumi fans win, Yorozu fans, which is like 5 of us in the world, we win. But yeah. But
no, that's an interesting theory for sure. I guess I'm not sure like if Sukuna would be just okay with like having Yorozu. Well, you said like he's kind of like, or she's kind of like the soul and the sword.
He'd have no choice.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. Because I do wonder what happened to his spear. So it's weird because like unless Kashimo got his weapon in the modern day, did Kashimo's pole like transcend with him through time? Did like Kenjaku hold that for it? No, that's too much time. He wouldn't have done that. Maybe he did. I don't know. But where's Sukuna's weapon? Like, can't Urume find it? Did it break at some point? And then maybe because Yorozu's well like acquainted with Sukuna because she does survive that cut, and then she meets like Urume and she knows he's a cook and everything, so she knows about the weapon at least. Maybe she made the weapon. I'm not too sure, but yeah. Kashimo stalks.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say I think it's possible. Obviously, it's just a popular theory. I'm not sure how much I believe in this or not, but like, there's obviously a lot of thoughts where Sukuna's shrine is somewhat of a storing ability. So maybe like he can open other than fire, and then his weapons are also within there. But yeah.
Yeah, because isn't like GEGE has a manga previously called Number 9, right? And the MC of that manga, his ability straight up calls Shrine, right? And it summons weapons like straight out of space. So I mean, because there is the idea where the flames is a weapon, right? He shoots it like a bow and arrow, maybe. But then I think that's more accurate compared to my theory. My theory is kind of crackpot, where so let's say Shrine is a storage technique, right? I think it would be too similar to Yuta's. It'd be kind of like not trashy, but it would just be kind of weird if he just has Yuta's technique straight, where you can just take like steal or copy abilities. So I'm thinking, what if it's an actual ability where he can access other people's curse techniques via the curse realm? So it's not his curse technique, but via his curse technique, he's accessing other curse techniques. So obviously, he'd have to make conditions of the person's curse technique that he's accessing. So again, this is pretty crackpot, but I think the flames are actually Urume's curse technique, but with the reversal of curse technique.
Like technique reversal.
Yes. Which is like a whole complicated process, right? Because it's really weird how in Kenjaku's case, his technique reversal literally reversed the very concept of the technique, right? The very foundation of it, from gravity to anti-gravity. But with Gojo, it doesn't reverse the concept of space manipulation. It's not like it gives him anti-space or time manipulation. Gojo specifically applies it to a specific ability that he has, the blue. So that specific ability switches. So I'm thinking like maybe you could like both reverse a specific ability and then reverse a specific concept of the technique. I don't know. It's like a whole mess. I mean, how do you think it works?
I mean, I'm speechless. I think that's a pretty good thought.
No, it is. No, I don't blame that, because I didn't actually get this for a while, because I was just as confused. I would say like I'd say one thing, and then people would say the other, and I'm like, but the other's true. I'm like, wait, so what's true? So I've just come to the conclusion, I don't know for certain though, that both are true. Hey, shout out Yusura in the chat as well. Shout out you. She says, let me see. I theorized about him having the ability to access other people's souls, since curse techniques are connected. Oh, maybe. That's actually a good one. So he'd be like Kenjaku. Wait a minute. No, that's actually a good theory. So...
Wait, who is the comment by? I missed that.
Yusura. So I guess it would be in the same way where... I guess like one variation of this theory is like... See how Kenjaku, because he's hopped into bodies, he's got the body's curse technique engraved onto his own body. What if the opposite's true of soul? So like if you take someone's soul, the soul would be engraved onto your own soul. Maybe? I don't know. So this is just like crackpot theory territory. I don't know where this came from.
I think, honestly, like this is like on my end, because I kind of have a morning break right now, so I'm trying to process everything. But I know you're spinning some facts right now. You're spinning some fire.
Yeah, I feel for me it's like literally 4, so I'm like I'm like primed up for this. But yeah, as for the chapter though, I don't know. I thought it was like really interesting as well how. Wait, so, because I saw a lot of people confused about this. I was talking to Blaziken and Dynamic about this. So, because we have like differing opinions, everyone. Do you think that Sukuna recast his domain in the beginning of the chapter, and that's how he switched the conditions, or do you think he actually changed the conditions of his domain while it was still active?
I think he can probably do it while it's still active. But I mean, there's not really any solid evidence for me to say why it's also the former.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can't really prove either. I still the same too, which is okay. It does make sense though, because like think about it. When what's his name, Gojo actually expands the range of his domain. Technically, he's changing the conditions of said domain, and of the same domain that's already been casted, he then changes the conditions again to shrink it. Wow, wait, man, these guys are monsters, man. No wonder Yuto is like
so
shaking in his boots. Yeah.
You can like change the conditions of the domain, like while it's happening, right?
Wait, doesn't that mean that wait, if that's the case, then shouldn't Sukuna be able to switch the actual sure hit of his technique? Wait, shouldn't Kenjaku be able to do the same then? So let's say it's actually gravity. While the same domain's open, he could actually switch the conditions. So now the sure hit is like body swapping or something else. Maybe?
Oh, change the condition of the sure hit.
Yeah, maybe. Because Sukuna,
Maybe, I'm not sure though.
like no, so we saw Gojo change the conditions of the range, and we saw Sukuna, if it's the same domain, he changes the conditions of the sure hit, where it's now applying in a really weird way to the outside. Oh, by the way, yeah, Jamberlin, it's fake. I made it. It's fake. It's not real. It's how I interpreted it. Yeah, Yuta is the useless kid of JJK. I shouldn't wait, because I know you're not. Because you're on Wano, right? I think you said you stopped after Wano.
Oh, me? Yeah. Oh, One Piece? Yeah.
So, did you see anything like what Kid and Law did after Wano, or?
Not really, but like I was talking to my friends, they basically just told me what happens in Egghead, because I'm gonna eventually read it soon, anyways.
Alright, fair enough then. I can't.
Like someone's fighting Blackbeard or whatever.
Yeah, I can't say that because the Yuta's useless is
sure.
a spoiler. Shout out One Piece though, you know. But yeah, Yuta, man. Yeah, actually, there we go. Yeah, Khalil in the chat as well says it. Yuta is sweating in the volume cover. What is it, like the anniversary one where it's just Yuji and Yuta? He's sweating there as well, man.
Oh damn, I'm gonna have to look back at that, but
why is this guy sweating so
you
much?
just gotta stop sweating.
Yeah, like goddamn, get a towel. He's like King of Lightning, man. He needs towel summer. But I saw a lot of like, I hate to say it, man, but do you think it's actually over for Nobita and Todo as well? Because I don't know why. I saw that was being discussed online for some reason, like out of nowhere.
See, I'm not really confident on Todo. I just feel like his thing was in Shibuya, and then he might come back at the end of the Culling Games and do something massive, but like at best for me, I think he'll just be like a side character. Like to see him return as a fighter, I don't know, because I feel like that would also lose the sacrifice of his boogie woogie. Whereas for Nobara, I'm still on the copium. I think a lot of people were saying that the last finger, the last like Sukuna finger or whatever, like it's gonna come into play. And obviously with how Nobara's technique works with her resonance, maybe she could do something there with the last finger and help get Megami out of Sukuna, or help Megami regain his consciousness. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. So I still believe Nobara, not sure about Todo.
Yeah, I really hate to say it, because didn't Gege say that he specifically wants what's his name, Todo, to be like Kenbachi from Bleach, where you always feel safe when he's around? I was gonna say, so maybe Gege will bring him back, but no, I wouldn't pass. Gege killed his favorite character. He straight up killed Nanami, so no, this guy's unhinged in the best way possible, right? We want that from an author. But yeah, I agree with Nobita though. I guess maybe I'm a bit biased because I'm a big Nobita fan. And every time I reread JJK or rewatch certain scenes, like it always pulls on my heartstrings seeing Nobita moments. So like seeing her in the anime extras.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like in the manga as well. And I'm like, because I have this, like honestly, I have this absolutely crazy headcanon belief that the only reason that Gege actually removed Nobita is because she causes too many problems. And what I mean by that is like she literally solves everything.
Okay.
Because like think about it, she perfectly counters Sukuna, because Yuji is seen as a cursed object, right? Because we know the way resonance works is it's equal damage distributed to everyone equally regardless of defense. So it doesn't matter how strong Sukuna's soul is, it directly bypasses defense and attacks the soul as well. So if in theory if let's say like while Gojo's fighting Sukuna, let's say Nobita just like slams a resonance nail into Yuji's hand, who is a, I think Gege literally shows a Sukuna finger to literally represent what Yuji is. Then it would like damage Sukuna's hand while Sukuna's fighting Gojo. Or like let's say she, in God forbid, right, she just kills Yuji sacrifices himself. In theory, that might possibly, yeah, it should actually kill Sukuna, or at least like heavily damage him. Right? And we've seen Yuji's willing to sacrifice himself. And not only that, for the merger, like she counters the merger so well, because again, it's like equal damage distributed equally. It doesn't matter how much big a thing is, how strong a thing is, and it bypasses defense. And it just creates so many issues, and she solves so many problems too fast and too early. And I think Gege realized that before he started, like, wrote Shibuya, and he was like, I gotta kill her. Maybe don't kill her, but
put her down for a moment so the story can flow.
Yeah, put her in commission, because, yeah, it is. That's like my crazy headcanon idea I have.
Yeah, no, for sure. The basis is there with like her technique affecting the soul, but I also think, I'm not sure how you felt about this, but because basically now Sukuna is at 20 fingers, and it's not that he just ate the last finger. He was able to eat like his skull or whatever to compensate for the last finger. And I, like, me personally, I would be disappointed if the last finger was just dismissed like that. Like, I do believe there should be some importance with, you know, the last finger. Maybe the crew has it or whatever, and if there is, then hopefully it ties into Nobara.
Yeah, actually, I have this like crackpot theory where it's gonna be like, because we know Sukuna and Kenjaku. By the way, just before I even get into that though, shout out Dragon as well. He says Yuta solos Kenny. That's all he said. Shout out you, bro. Just 5 for that. That's go it right there.
Shout out.
Appreciate that. Facts as well. Wait, did he say Yuta solos Kenny?
Yeah.
Wait, sorry.
Read it like backwards.
Yeah, I just said it and I realized it. Wait, whoa, wait. No. We're going back. Dragon, wait, what is this? Shout out you though. No, I respect that. I respect the agenda push. Actually, the way I see it going is I do think Yuta's gonna get a big power up and he's gonna be really strong, and I think he's gonna have the upper hand against Kenjaku. But Kenjaku's gonna take Yuta's body with his like domain expansion body swap shot hit. But that's like the whole theory for another day. But just to like get back into what we were talking about before, I'm right. Yeah, the finger. The way I see it going is we saw Sukuna has a binding vow like Kenjaku, right? And because of this binding vow, Sukuna's like literally got a tight leash around his neck, right? And he can't even do what he wants because he has to abide to these binding vows with Kenjaku. Kenjaku's like a tricky bastard, right? I think maybe that one finger is gonna break the binding vow of Kenjaku and probably like die or whatever happens if you break a binding vow, and that will free 20-fingered Sukuna from that binding vow. Or it's possible that, let's say something happens to 20-fingered Sukuna, and I know this theory is like either loved or hated for various reasons, right? But like let's say he absorbs Sukuna, even though Sukuna's not cursed, like this whole semantics, maybe he could, and maybe other people. I've never actually made this theory in like a video or anything, so I don't even know if people hear it. It's a bit Mickey Mouse-ish, where like the final finger, where it's only 5%, would team up with the main cast to beat the murderer in Kenjaku. And Sukuna's not going to turn good, but it's like, you know, an enemy of my enemy situation, where if Kenjaku absorbs the 20-finger one, maybe the one finger is going to try free 20-finger Sukuna. I don't know, something like that. I don't even know if that's like, people would hate that, but it would be kind of crazy though. Like then we'd get Sukuna. It would be enough Sukuna. We'd get to see him fighting alongside Yuji and. I don't know. I don't think we'd see that. But
it would be crazy, but yeah, I think it's very low chance.
Yeah.
But it's a crazy theory for sure.
It would. Yeah, it's a bit Mickey Mouse-ish, right? I think the binding vow theory. This is a bit bad, but yeah, it would be cool though. Imagine. Because they're not friends, they're not allies, but Sukuna and Yuji, like, with their backs against each other and they're helping each other, like, they're fighting together. It would be cool. I think we can at least all admit that. Like, it would be kind of cool.
It
Maybe.
would, but I also in my mind I'm just thinking like Yuji hates Sukuna so much, where I just don't think he can accept to do that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's true, but they might have to. They might have to put their differences aside. Uh,
Yeah, I guess.
yeah, but no, it is. It's very Mickey Mouse-ish. Yeah. I got to clarify this because I see it. Khalil's saying, "I'm glad you're not writing JJK." No, 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 no. I'm not saying this is how I write JJK. I gotta always clarify these are these theories. They're just theories. Like, these are just possibilities that I'm throwing out there. Not even necessarily things that I want to see. Like, a lot of the theories I say, I don't actually want it to happen, but it's possible. It's a possibility.
Yeah, they're just like
So,
cool possibilities.
yeah, just like throw everything out there. Maybe this could be the case, that could be the case. Not necessarily if it's good writing or if it makes sense. Well, it does actually have to make sense, but, you know, no, it doesn't even have to be something I want to see. But, throw it out there because that always gets thrown out there. But yeah, I mean, we're not getting a break next week as well. So
Yeah, that would have been painful. Like, if we didn't get a break last week and it was put to this week, oh man, I couldn't survive that. 'Cause, like this cliffhanger is really, because like unlike last week's the way the chapter ended, I feel like it was not really a cliffhanger, just more of a nice ending. Whereas this one's really a cliffhanger, and we want to see what happens next.
yeah, I saw like people even saying the miniature domain is gonna lead to Gojo's maximum or something crazy. But yeah, I mean, there were even the ideas of, actually, before I even get into those, just quickly shout out to Step as well. Shout out you, been here since day one. For the 5, he says, from what I'm seeing, Jackpot Kari's is way more broken than that. Than his reverse custing is probably the highest level of reverse custing technique, and restores burnout curse technique. No, it is pretty crazy. There's like a lot of Hakari, major wango. I think Blaziken made a video as well on it. Shout out Blaziken for that. I don't know if you saw it, where it's like Kashima's reverse curse technique is like godly, or it's the best or good. I mean, thoughts? Because there's a lot of strong opinions on Hakari's jackpot right now and his reverse curse technique.
Yeah, I think like with his jackpot, he could survive Sukuna's
Really?
Well, I think it would work in Sukuna's Beloved Shrine. I'm not sure about like actually surviving in it though.
Mm-hmm. No, because then because there's two possibilities, right? There's one camp where they think. I want to hear actually what you think about this. There's one camp that thinks that actually Gojo, the cuts did go through his body, but he was like reattaching his body as going through. And then there's the other camp where it's like, in the same way how Ryu could tank a default slash, because his output allows for it, it's the same where Gojo can actually tank the max output for cleave, even of his domain, because it's just his durability is that high. Like, which one do you fall into? Which camp?
Oh, so like, is he I guess like manually doing reverse curse technique to all the slashes?
It's just in regards to the cut, is what I mean. Like, do you think the cuts are going through Gojo's body and he's... Yeah, I guess, no, I see what you mean. Yeah, like, automatic or manually. But, like... Because the way I see it is, like, I don't actually think they're cutting through all the way. I think his body's durability is so strong that it's actually just tanking it. And then he's healing.
Right. And then he's healing. Yeah, I think I also believe in that as well. But, like, in a sense, like... I mean, I still think Gojo's better, but in a sense, Hakari could be deemed as, like, better just because it's fully automatic, right?
Yeah. No, I in terms of just the reverse cast technique, I would agree. His is just better because it's automatic. But I don't think he'd survive the domain, though. Because I don't think his durability is nearly as high as Gojo's. So, unlike Gojo's, where it's giving deep cuts so he can heal that, it would just, like, cut through his brains or like, actually, like, dice him up. Because it's not a question of his reverse curse technique. It's a question of durability. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't want to upset the Hakari fans.
Oh, okay.
Nation.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. But we'll see, though. I mean, we might see very soon. Because we all know that fraud Yuta, right? He's too scared to step up. So, hey, maybe a senpai, you know, show him the ropes. Hakari's dying. If he tries, I don't care if he's got infinite jackpot, he's getting cooked by Sukuna. So, we'll see about that. But yeah. Overall, though, I by the way, I did love seeing everyone's reactions as well, because you got to see a lot of cool reactions from people, and it's like they're watching a movie. I can't even lie, right?
Yeah, like all their their confused faces and stuff.
Yeah. Nah, it was nice. Let me get the do I have it saved? Unfortunately, I do not. Like I even made this little kind of joke lettering thing on it, but yeah. Yuta was shook at the entire chapter. Yeah, he's pretty stressed. But overall, no, I think it was. Yeah, no. I can't like because I'm reading the comments right now. That's why I was a bit quiet. And I've seen like a lot of mixed reactions on it. On if Hikari could tank it.
We should make a poll, see what people think, because that is a really great question since, like, Gojo's and Hikari's RCT is somewhat the same.
Yeah, I guess because for me it's just that because there is always the possibility maybe Gojo really is, bro. If Gojo is just reattaching his limbs, bro, that's kind of wild. Like that's actually kind of good. Then if that's the case, definitely Hikari could tank it, but no. But yeah, let me end that poll. Oh, by the way, yeah, the poll just ended. Here we go. So I made a poll. Yuta is blank, and then
oh shoot,
yeah, 2 answers: the goat or a fraud. There's like 160 votes. Damn. Okay, the goat won. Fair enough.
Dude, but I'm not gonna lie, the fraud is still high, being at 45%.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Holy.
That's my channel. That's what I'm saying. That's how I know it's my channel. I thought Yuta, the goat would win by like 70%. Can Hikari jackpot tank? I don't got it in caps. Let me get that in caps. Because it is an interesting question. I know Blazer can definitely, and Heavy Weber in the chat, see you as well. They definitely think, for sure, he can tank it. Might be able to. Can Hikari?
Yeah, I think he could tank it too, but you did pose a great question, like, is it more durability, or, you know, is it just more RCT?
He is him, for sure, yeah. Because, like, again, I mean, Ryu tanked the default slash. Ryu is him. I know people roast Ryu, but, nah, he's fraud. There we go. Let's ask. Let's see what the poll's saying.
Oh yeah, I guess like someone just said, wouldn't Hawkeye's domain just be shredded on the outside?
Probably actually, yeah.
Yeah, like so.
But
like, let's just say we assume like
he's got
they're able to
jackpot.
have the same, yeah, just the same instance as what Gojo's facing right now.
77 plus 33 equals 100. Not sure what that means, but shout out you for that. Hey, my man, 100. He's in here as well. He says, like the stream.
Shout out.
No, much love, 100. Let me.
Hey guys, let's get to 100 likes on this stream. I might have to refresh the stream. My likes never updates, but
That would be kind of incredible if you do that. Hey, shout out you guys if you do that. No, that'd be kind of wild. But maybe. But nah. Hey, as well, I appreciate everyone watched it. But I should have said this actually in the beginning. I think I forgot to. Every time, without fail, I always forget to introduce people. Because I say I'll do it like 5-10 minutes in. You don't need introductions, though. Maybe that's true as well. But yes, I'm with the fake whip today. Go with JJK YouTube. If there's even like one person in here who hasn't checked him out, hey, check him out. But you probably have. But check him out if you haven't. Absolutely go in.
hey, thanks.
So shout you like I think we're like an hour in. Yeah, I've had every time, man, every time. But Hikari gets done like Ryu. Man, Ryu got like ever since he got diced up, man. Ryu's getting disrespected like crazy. I'm like, man.
Oh yeah, that speed feat was crazy. Like now I'm just like people are just thinking, oh yeah, U10 Hawkeye's done.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask because I was talking to people about this, right? So it's a bit. We know for a fact one fingered Sukuna isn't nearly as strong as 15 and 20 fingered Sukuna, right? But now that we know that the amount of cursed energy that Sukuna has isn't like in a godly amount, or there's no exponential increase, or anything like that, it's possible that 15 fingered Sukuna, like it really could be possible that he's super close in power, like really really close to 20 fingered Sukuna, if not equal. But the difference is only the cursed energy reserves, right? And if that's the case, that would actually really boost everyone's what's the word, like stock. So it'd actually make Yuta look stronger, it would make Ryu look a lot stronger, and especially Yorozu. Like it would make Yorozu look a lot stronger. Because I've never actually said this even on a stream, so I don't even know if people would agree with this or disagree with this. Just an idea I'm throwing out. But yeah, what do you think about that? Like, do you think there is a massive gap between 15 and 20 fingers, but maybe not now?
So like you saying like the difference is that he just has more curse energy reserves and not much of like a physical strength boost.
Yeah, it was after when what's his name Kashimo said that it's just because he's using it efficiently, and Yuta says that he's only got twice as much.
Oh.
Yeah, because before then people thought it was like, especially myself, I thought it was an exponential increase of each finger, but it's looking like that's not the case now.
Yeah, I guess I'm siding with you there. I'm not sure. Like, maybe I don't know if you can like actually look at feats between like each finger, and it might tell you there, but it's probably just more curse energy reserves thing.
Like for yeah,
like
yeah.
no, actually no. I would assume that there is a massive gap. Like it would be kind of underwhelming, wouldn't it?
I think to some extent, I think there is like a gap between fingers, but I think after a point, it doesn't matter. So let's say between one finger and obviously 20 fingers, there's a massive gap. Like Sukuna just has too little cursed energy for him to actually even have a high output. But let's say with 15 fingers, he has enough cursed energy and he's so efficient that he would actually be able to be fighting at his max capacity at that point. Maybe not 5, maybe not even 10, but let's say 15 is enough. But at that point, it just becomes an issue of reserves. Maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Again, I am unsure if it's the case. Maybe, I don't know.
No, yeah, that's definitely possible. I'm just kind of hoping, just like loving Sukuna's character, where when he does reach 20, he just gets more, somewhat like his stats overall gets increased because he's reached like his full amount.
More of
so,
the
like,
soul.
There is like
too.
yeah.
No, I see what you mean. No, it's because that's the belief I've always had. I went like the crazy route. I've always said there's like an exponential gap between each finger, and even 19 and 20, there's a huge gap between them. Maybe the answer's in between, where there is a gap, but I just don't think it's too big then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That like whole comment, because I'd always been of the assumption that Sukuna has way more than even Yuta. Like, I thought he would have a actual godlike. I know Yuta has a ton. He's got the most in the series, but I thought Sukuna would have a godlike amount to make up for Gojo having pretty much infinite. But I guess the explanation though that was given of efficiency, I didn't see that coming at all. Does make a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense. But yeah, no, exactly. That's what I mean. Teehee, interesting name as well in the chat. Teehee. Yeah, one finger Sukuna. That's what I'm saying. Like one finger Sukuna's, there's like it's weak. Even 5 fingers would be weak. Maybe like around 12, 13, it starts to stabilize where he can use his maximum strength. But just an idea. Shout out Dragon as well. Shout out Dragon.
Shout out.
When Megumi gets his body back, do you think he'll be able to control 10 shadows the way Sukuna did? Okay.
I feel like for me, yeah, it would be kind of like a bug, because it's technically already tamed, unless it like actually adjusts to the user. So once Megi comes back and it's just his 10 shadows, but I would assume there's like a bug with that.
I think yes, because what's the word? Actually, a couple reasons actually. So the biggest one is Yuji. So we saw Yuji got a massive power up after Sukuna gut checks him. Like he just socks him right in the stomach after like just roasting him, right? A lot of people assume that that whole power up that he got was from like the rage of seeing Hana get bitten like a Kit Kat. But there's a lot of issues with that, right? Right?
Yeah.
So, one, he got the power up before he got the rage because he was fine after the punch. Had he not gotten that power up, that punch would have killed him. 2, the rage, it can't just be a rage power up because there were so many moments in the series where if the rage was the trigger, let's say it's like a Super Saiyan power up, he would have gotten this power up a long time ago. It would be really weird if it was this specific anger now that he's getting this power. I will admit, like the rage did give him an amp, but it wasn't the power up. The only correlation between Yuji becoming this, all of a sudden, this powerful, is Sukuna leaving his body. I think that Sukuna was actually holding back, because we even say, like, right, of Hana and, what's the name? Hana and Angel, where they're working symbiotically, and even Sukuna says that, I could have done this with Yuji. But I think because Sukuna was purposely holding back the curse technique, by extension that I was holding back Sukuna's curse energy that Yuji has. But once Sukuna leaves and he's no longer like holding it back, the curse energy that he gets just by being Sukuna's vessel, like now awakens. That's the only way that it makes sense for him to get that power up, because then it would explain how he tanked the punch and he was fine after it. Because Sukuna had left his body, so now his body was more durable in that moment. I don't know if that makes any sort of sense.
Like with that, Megumi should retain the like his 10 shadows of Sukuna's.
Because it would be less so of a 10 shadows buff, but it would be more so he was a Sukuna vessel, and he's gonna keep
like the soul thing.
He's gonna keep that amount of cursed energy, and it might even be the Yuji case, but on steroids, where Yuji's dipped in Sukuna's cursed energy, but maybe because Sukuna, like literally, Megumi's body was baffed with Sukuna, right? And Sukuna has been in control of Megumi's body for like over a month, so maybe he's actually like Megumi would actually get a similar level of cursed energy that Sukuna has, if Sukuna leaves his body. Maybe. Sorry, I don't know. I just threw out all these like crackpot theories, but
no, these are good. These are good. Yeah, like he would, I guess, in a sense, be more engraved with Sukuna's power than Yuji because he was, bathed and been there more.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll see. If we ever even get Megumi back.
If he gets, yeah. Do you think he's gonna come back?
I think we'll see Megumi again, but with an innate domain battle. It's like Yuji would put his soul into Megumi's body, and he would give like a pep talk to Megumi. Hey, bro, stop being I know your sister died. I know all these bad things have happened, but we gotta beat Sukuna. Maybe him and Yuji will fight Sukuna inside of Megumi's own innate domain, or within Sukuna's own innate domain. But do you think Megumi's coming back, like full on?
Oh shoot! Wait, I will say I feel like a lot of people would think that's like, kind of Mickey Mouse, whatever. I kind of like that though. I'm just playing that scenario in my head. So like to me, this is a really cheap answer. Is that I do think he's gonna come back. Because I feel like we have to see. Normal Megumi before the story ends, right? Like at least once. There's no way the last time we saw a normal Megumi was like in 212 or 213 when he just gets abruptly taken over by Sukuna. I feel like
right.
We need to find the screen time of him in his normal self, but maybe that's on his deathbed and then he just dies after. So we'll see. Because, again, like, his character has a lot of death flags, so that's why I do see him dying just after. But at the same time, I do think we have to see him in his normal self again, so, yeah.
For sure. I mean, then, I guess now this is crazy because I'm mixing two theories now, so it's absolutely crackpot. But let's say Yuji puts his soul into Megumi, and they have this... It's really similar to, Seven... If anyone hears slight spoilers, I won't say exactly what it is. But Seven Deadly Sins, the ending of that, did this exact same thing, where there's, like... And Fairy Tail as well, where there's like a battle happening in a metaphysical world against the main villain, and at the same time there's a physical battle happening in the real world, right? And then let's say Yuji puts his soul into Megumi's body, and him and Megumi are fighting Sukuna in the innate domain in that metaphysical world. Maybe like Yorozu's gift, right? And Yorozu's soul is in there. By extension, Sumiki's soul is in there. Sumiki talks to Megumi as well. Like I'm just mixing two theories now, like three theories actually, but. If it happens,
listen, that is a crazy, insane theory. I like it. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, but I do like it. I think it's definitely maybe it's probably going that way, right? Because the fact that Yuji just has a soul switching ability in general, the idea, because obviously the main plan of our crew is to help Megumi or to save Megumi, right? And Yuji specifically said like, oh, I have a plan or whatever. So now that he has the soul switching stuff, it can't be too wrong to say that like switching in his body or in Megumi's soul is the key to saving Megumi.
Yeah. I mean, there's like other ideas where like he would put Sukuna into his own body and try and take control, or he would switch his soul with Megumi's. So Megumi, it'd be really weird. Megumi would be in Yuji's body, and he would be in Megumi's body, trying to like reign Sukuna in that way. Or maybe I don't know, there's like, so maybe he'd take one finger and switch souls with that, or like, so swap one finger's worth of soul with the 20 fingers, so Megumi would only have one finger in his body. There's like so many ways GEGE could do this, if he even uses surely the soul swapping ability has to come into plot relevance, right? right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe, but you know, until we just talked about it now, I actually forgot Yuji had this. Bro, he has a whole ass ability. Like seriously, he
Yeah,
actually has.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, in the beginning of the stream, I think when you said
Yeah,
like, Yuji
yeah,
having the blood manipulation, I'm like, oh, so you're saying like he might get like another ability?
yeah. I was like, wait, he already. I mean, because there was like a theory that I have, but I have all these theories. What? Surely one will come true, right? Surely, maybe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe it's actually not soul swapping because we assume it's soul swapping because he like took Yuki's book and all that. But what if it's actually body swapping, but like a evolution of or variation that is gone passed down from Kenjaku? So it's like body swapping, but he doesn't need to swap the brains. Maybe it's like blood exchange instead. So maybe Kusakabe, like they swap blood, or he had Kusakabe drink his blood, and he's able to like swap his body with his own or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely don't think it's like it's definitely like a variation of Kenjaku, but not the same where they have to like switch the brains or whatever because, like, with Kenjaku and Sukuna, I guess like both of them permanently take over the bodies, whereas with Yuji, he can just switch back, right? He was in Kusakabe's body, and then we see him just switch back in his own. But with Geto and Kenjaku, they can't do that. So for sure, it's definitely like a variation.
And like the reason, I guess like the only evidence I have for this is obviously one, he passed down from Kenjaku, but the only other thing would be it would be awakened because he ate the death paintings, and the death paintings do contain Kenjaku's own blood and blood manipulation as well. So it could be like a variation of body swapping mixed with blood manipulation. I don't know. It's again, maybe it is just really Occam's razor, right? Like we were talking about earlier on. It's just a simple route. It's just simply soul swapping. He'll put his like own body into Megami's or something, but we'll see. We'll see.
I feel like it would also parallel like the beginning too, because in the beginning it was technically Megami who saved Yuji, and then in the end, if Yuji does this soul swapping stuff or body swapping stuff, it would be now Yuji helping Megami. So yeah, it would come like full circle.
For sure, yeah. And hey, maybe Yuji just needs his moment, man. Like this guy, I call him Fraudgy because he is. I call him Plotgy because he is. He takes all these L's, but like it's just sad, man. It's just sad. Like GEGE, give this man an actual like really cool moment. Give him like make him like beat up Sukuna, or a massive really cool power up, or cool curse technique. Please, like treat him like how you did Yuta in the movie, or like how you did Yuta in Sendai.
But, yeah, no, I mean, yeah. I'm kind of surprised, like, for people who, like, they like, take Yuji's downfall seriously, but they don't actually believe he's gonna have his moment.
He's
like,
got
I feel like it's almost bound to happen. Yeah, it's just patience, just time.
It would be, I mean, because I could, just because it's GEGE, I could see him never getting that moment, but getting more character moments. We'd have like a whole thing where, because like for me, the greatest moment in all of JJK personally comes from Yuji, when he tells Higuruma like, "Yeah, I did it, and I'm not gonna like run away from it. I'm not gonna lie from it. Like it was me." Like for me, that's the greatest moment in all of JJK. Like I don't think anything is ever gonna top that, honestly. So maybe instead of giving him a really cool like typical shonen power up, or he like starts being on Sukuna relentlessly, or opens Malevolent Shrine, which it would all be great. Don't get me wrong, this would all be great. But maybe GEGE is just going to give him like some really cool character moments where maybe like he convinces Megami and gives him like a really, really heartfelt speech, right? And it would just tug on everyone's heartstrings, and that could be his moment for the final arc. And he gives like maybe Sukuna a speech where like, "Hey, like your J's trash, your fit trash, like bro," something like that, Maybe.
Yeah. I will say like that's definitely a great 3 for sure, but like personally I would go to Japan and talk to GEGE myself.
Yeah.
If Yuji doesn't have like any fighting or just because I expect Yuji at least to still throw hands, to still have a fight, and maybe hopefully like he gets the last finishing touch on Sukuna. But yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't mind if it's something as great as the like Higuruma moment. Like bro, that kid. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, that was probably the best cliffhanger I've seen. I just loved it. I actually just loved it, man. When it happened week to week, even now, right? If he does get something like that again, I would honestly prefer that over a fighting moment. Like, that would actually make Yuji probably go it for me.
Yeah.
I know people would hate it though. People, because like again, it is like literally called sorcery fight, right? Jujutsu Kaisen. It is a shonen. It is a battle manga. Most people read it for the fights. So I know it would get absolutely cooked. Like, people say, "Oh, Yuji's such a bad MC. He never got his big fighting moment." So I could probably see that, but I disagree. I think the writing stuff is what makes Yuji like again. I troll like the whole plot G and 4G, but what makes Yuji probably like one of the greatest MCs out there. It's not because he gets W's. It's not because he's strong. It's because of these character moments. You know, it's because of his character writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say this: like, it's gonna have to be a really big. It has to be as big as the Higuruma moment, maybe even bigger. But like, I just hope at least he still has another fight in him.
Yeah, I think even I see the chat. Understandably, like, people disagree with me. I get it though. Like, it's shonen. You know, it is what it is. And even myself personally, like, I do want to see that awesome fighting moment and a big power up. You know, he gets the hands. But I don't know. I guess I'm just a much bigger sucker for like really, really good character moments or character writing. Like, nothing. I don't care like how much action packed stuff there is in JJK. Nothing stopping that. Maybe actually the only thing I could say was the three-way domain clash between Yuta, Udo, and what's his name? Yuta, Udo, and Ryu. If we actually got it, oh my god, GEGE, like,
I mean, we could get like both.
Yeah, both would be great.
We could get both of like fights and, you know, those big moments.
I was so hyped. I think you were definitely reading Week 2 right at that point as well. Yeah, you were. No, you definitely were. With the whole three-way domain, what was your reaction next chapter when it just breaks?
Yeah, no, I was. Oh my god, the next chapter. I was trying to disappoint. Like, I wasn't. What's that saying? Like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed or something.
Yeah.
No, because even too, like, before the last chapter, I feel so, because like, you know the YouTuber Ohara?
Yes. Yeah, the One Piece YouTuber.
Yeah, so I remember, like, because he tweeted that, like, oh man, JJK is so peak when that three-way domain expansion happened. Like, yes, a One Piece YouTuber, like, you know, like, he's hyping up JJK, and it's like, yes, this three-way domain expansion was crazy. And then the next chapter, like, he didn't even tweet about JJK. He didn't tweet about anything. I was like, oh no, he probably got so disappointed. I'm like, yo, GEGE.
Like, at the time,
losing fans out here.
Like, yeah, like, at the time, I wasn't I was a bit upset, but I was still hyped because of the things, how the chapter ended and the whole, like, blasted Uro, right? Like, and then Ryu's moment. I was hyped because of that, but I think for me, it, like, really simmered in, and the disappointment set in the long term. Where I was like, like, this really could have been one of, like, the goated JJK moments, and why, GEGE, why? That cockroach, man. Oh my god! Now when I see a cockroach nowadays, I actually get traumatized. Like, oh.
Yeah, it's even worse that it had to be Kurishi that breaks it, but like it does make sense nonetheless. I'm pretty sure the way it was explained that either way a three-way domain just wouldn't work, or maybe it would. I don't know.
I think it was said it would be very complex and complicated, but somehow it was gonna happen. Like, somehow they were gonna clash, and then
okay,
yeah.
Damn, then yeah, I just hate Kurishi even more then.
Yeah. Man.
But like the whole Sendai Colony was fire. Like like you said, after that chapter ended with just going more into Ryu versus Ishigori, peak.
Now Sendai Colony, I have like war flashbacks when I think back on it, because, bro, the youth, the youth, thinking he can like solo God King, because, and like, it was like a 3v1, it was a 2v1. I'm like, oh my. That's what, by the way, that's why the YouTube's overrated video was made originally. Like, I was like, oh gosh, I had to make it. But if anyone was here from like the beginning, anyone in this chat, you guys would know. You guys remember. Oh, that was wild. But regardless, you know, seeing Yuta sweat now, it is a bit, because like even for me, again, like I know I say all these things about Yuta, but the reason I do is just because of his fans. Like I think his super fans, not the normal fans, the super ones. Maybe not. Okay, what's a nice word I can use? Not likable. That's not even nice. Like crazy. I don't know. Maybe that's the best thing. And it's like it's because of these fans, right? I seem like I hate Yuta because I'm countering these fans, but trust me, Yuta top five for me. I love Yuta. Fun to poke him though, but actually I gotta ask, right? Because I know every YouTuber has that one character that they just have like there is reasons, but they just have like an agenda against them, right? Enemy Sanyus has Megami. You know, I have Yuta and Yuji. Any character in particular for you?
So I don't actually really have that. I'm kind of like, it kind of goes the same with, you know how like the Gojo Sukuna agenda, which I guess, I guess I can ask you like, are you more of like, because I know in the comments I see it with like there's so-called Sukuna fans and Gojo fans. So like, what are you like on a particular agenda?
Gojo. That's my God King.
Okay.
He can solo the verse. Gojo. Team Gojo. Hey, Gojo lads in the chat. Where you guys at? I don't take it too far though. Like all of it's in good fun. I'm not like, because there are people, bro, like pure delusion. Like actually, like how upset they're getting crazy about.
Yeah.
No, I just do it for fun though. Team Gojo, man. Team Gojo. What about you though?
So I'm actually not really, and this kind of goes the same with the earlier question. I don't really have a particular character that I'm hating or on a particular side. I know the agenda pushing is pretty big around the community, but yeah, I guess I just like both characters so much to the point where trying to pick a winner, it would feel like I'm somewhat betraying the other character. Though, like you said, obviously most of the agenda pushings are for jokes. But even then, I feel like I still would not be able to establish myself as either picking a single option of being more of a Gojo fan or being more of a Sukuna fan. And I also feel like, you know, this doesn't include everyone, but sometimes the agenda pushing yeah, like it can take over people's judgment on certain chapters. You know, like only a small minority. Again, I just want to clarify.
A loud minority. Very loud, small minority.
Yeah, very vocal.
Yeah.
Because I see in my comments, but like for example, right in chapter 226, it seemed like Sukuna was dominating most parts of the fight, but then we saw that Gojo ended up retaining his ground by countering all of Sukuna's attacks via, you know, using the things in his arsenal that was already established in the past, or, you know, just generally knowing that Gojo can do these things on his first try, like performing that simple demand. But I've heard some people say that, oh, Gojo in 226, he just had cheap plot armor going for him. And of course, it works the same way with Sukuna. I think when Sukuna's domain destroyed Gojo's Infinite Void in 225, vocal minority didn't like that. So that's why I try not to have an agenda, because, you know, while most people who do, they can actually accept and understand if their opposing voter is doing damage, but there's some people who can't accept that and will, you know, falsely critique the story, saying it was like a cheap maneuver or an ass pull.
Not only that, like everything you said is perfect. Like, all of it's true. But on top of that, like because I push the Gojo agenda for fun. Like even if I'm like being as unbiased as possible, like because I try to be for certain videos, right? People still like, because I make the jokes about Team Gojo or this, that, and the other. People are like, oh, you're just a Gojo fan, that's why you said that. Even when I'm like favoring Sukuna at times.
Like,
yeah, and like people now have this like mindset of this YouTuber, like say a Dynamic Weeb, people see him as like a mega Gojo wanko. People see Blaziken as a mega Sukuna wanko. And like obviously me, it's a Gojo. Even then, like, because people take it so seriously. It's to the point where like I get secondhand embarrassment seeing these people on like Twitter and in the comments. And yeah, like even on the plot armor stuff, I was talking about it yesterday, like on yesterday's stream, right? With Weeb and Blaziken, because we were getting similar comments, and it's like it's so unbelievably stupid. Where just because something, like all of these things make complete sense in the story, they make sense of all the rules that have been said in the story and of everything that's said beforehand. If anything, it's good writing. But because these are things that people didn't expect to happen, or because people thought that couldn't happen, people just straight up literally unironically call it bad writing, plot holes, ass pull. which, by the way, plurals and aspal don't, like, by definition, it doesn't even suit what's going on, like what Gojo and Sukuna are doing. Like, they're just misusing it as well. And I'm just like, it is so weird, man. It is so weird. Yeah, like, I don't know. So you kind of, like, smart
exactly.
for that as well, like, for not... Because as fun as it is, obviously I don't let people ruin it. I really, really don't let people ruin the fun side. I just kind of, like, ignore the comments of the absolutely crazy people. But yeah, it does, like, sour.
Like, it's
just
good that, because I've seen your tweets too, you give like a lot of caveats saying, oh, but I think there's a good chance Sukuna's gonna come back. Like, I think a lot of people do know that, you know, like, the agenda for the most part is just for fun. Though it is unfortunate that some people just see you clearly as just a pure Gojo fan. But no, it's just like, it's just kind of like sports, I guess.
That is a great comparison. Yes. Toronto Raptors. Are you a Raptors fan as well? Maybe Canada.
My brother is. I don't really watch a lot of basketball.
All right. I think we talked about this before,
he's
didn't
big
we?
into basketball.
We literally, in the stream, in the past stream, shout out Toronto Raptors, though. Shout out Toronto.
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't know, is basketball, like, really big in the UK?
Yes. NFL isn't, but it's a bit big. I'm a big NFL fan, but basketball is really big in the UK, like, really, really big. But yeah, Kyle Lowry, that's my goat. But like the whole Sukuna agenda pushing thing, you definitely got it right with that. Because, man, I don't know, even with the, like, the Yuta and Yuji, like, joke agenda pushing I have, right, as that, like, those ones are clearly jokes, though. I mean, even earlier on the stream, like, some guy was, like, donating twice. Donating money because he thought I was being serious. And in the past he's donated because people donate because, like, they think I actually hate Yuji or Yuta. I'm like, guys, it's jokes. It's just agenda. So yeah, it does. I get you actually for straying away from that stuff. People are really weird about it. But I'm a Celtics fan. Shame on you, not shame on you. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, did they win or?
Celtics, no. They almost made the finals. They had, like, this near historic comeback, but they choked the final game. Like, they choked badly against the Heat. Game 7.
Okay, because I remember my friends talking about, like, some, like, false comeback or whatever about them.
Yeah, absolute merchants, man. I can't believe they're stars, like Jason Tatum. Oh man, absolute chokers. But yeah, West Ham fan. What the hell? A West Ham fan at the real? West Ham has fan. But unanimous curse technique reversal. Thought soccer's popular. Yeah, no, football. I think that's what you meant. Football. John Starr. Thank you. Obviously it's insanely popular. I think it's, like, the most popular sport in the world, right? Where it's got, like, billions of fans, and the next sport.
Yeah, it's probably got the most fans.
Yeah. Agendas are life. Do you think Kashimo has a chance? Yes, Kashimo, my goat. I'm telling you, man, his curse technique, if you haven't invested your stocks already, invest in them now. Like, they are shooting through the roof. People are saying he's a merchant, right? I put the meme up. I'm telling you, man, Kashimo's going to do something special. Like, do something very special. I mean, how do you think
he'll die?
I mean, there's probably because didn't GEGE say, like, if a character's served their purpose, he literally either shelves them forever or kills them. He just kills them, which unfortunately Ryu's he served his purpose, just kill him for fun, I guess. So Kashimo, once he serves his purpose of doing his curse technique, and there's this whole theory, like, Blaze can found this godlike theory. It's really, really good, where in actual mythology there's this god that looks like Mahoroga, and there's this guy that actually has a bow and arrow. He has an ability. It's like a lightning god that's one-time use, and this lightning god uses this one-time use ability to defeat a god that looks remarkably like Mahoroga. It's like this beast.
Oh.
But apparently like the beast is like a subservient to another god, but then the other god ends up killing. It literally is like it is like what's going to happen in JJK. Like in
Bro,
mythology.
it's foreshadowing.
Literally, yeah. So if Gege, I mean, he could take like creative liberties to it and not go exactly like how it does in mythology, but it does imply though that Kashimo is gonna at least take out Mahoro or something. I don't know, maybe. And he's gonna serve his purpose that way. But sorry, let's get to the question you asked. Like if he dies, that was the question. Like getting these
Oh, no,
tangents.
I think you already answered. You basically said yeah.
I guess it'd be really cool though. I hate to see him die, but if he does die, imagine his body is like while he's using his curse technique, it's like turning into pure energy. Like he turns into lightning and he's fading away as like lightning. For like 10 minutes he has, and his life will fade away that way. That would be really cool.
Nah, that's
Like
sick,
burning
yeah.
away his life force.
I also do think he'll die too, so that's why at the bare minimum, like his single use curse technique at least does damage to Sukuna, because like I said earlier in the stream before, for some reason I was on the side where it doesn't do any damage, and you know
Yeah.
Kashimo is he's Enel, but
Yeah.
nah, not, like after this chapter saying, you know, he's really gonna fight Sukuna, don't stop me. Nah, I got my Kashimo stocks back.
I see. At least you like put the stocks in. I saw people, bro.
Yeah.
Online, people were mocking Kashima. Like, who is this guy? Like, oh, no one's stopping you, bro. Like, step in now. Like, guys, nah, respect Kashima. But, yeah, day one, man. This is like my second ever video on the channel. JJK video specifically. Kashima is like, why is curse techniques gonna tie like lightning god? It's like old, but hey, it's gonna age like wine. Once Kashima uses it, I'm telling you guys. Why is Kashima?
Wait, someone in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, go on.
Now, I was just gonna read. Calamity said Kashimo will hurt Sukuna to the point where Yuji will stop with Megumi, and I do actually like that. Like if Kashimo's single use curse technique, if it damages Sukuna to the point where it acts as like a distraction or like a short window of time for, you know, let's say Yuji to do that, yeah, that would be really cool.
Maybe, because let's be honest, no one in the cast is even touching Sukuna. Like, I'm not even kidding. You throw everyone in there. Well, I shouldn't say this actually, because we know Sukuna. It's not like he's got the sixth side, so he can't replenish his cursed energy. So maybe he has lost. He'll lose enough cursed energy after the Gojo fight that he's not gonna like instantly kill everyone in the cast if they jump him. Because I think if he's at full HP, like he one shots everyone instantly, like, no question.
For sure.
And then there's always been like the month, so everyone's probably gone a lot stronger. Like Yuta's probably way stronger than he was during Sendai. Maki, if Maki can get stronger over Heavenly Restriction, stronger than she was against Naoya. So we'll see like all of that. So maybe they can contest with with those month training, and Sukuna's like injured and weakened because of Gojo. Maybe they'll have a good chance, but for sure, Kashima's gonna have the best chance. And hey, best chance for Yuji to sneak in. Best chance for him to sneak in. Okay, Dragon, no. I see this Yuta agenda pushing. Kashimo up there, but not Sukuna level like Yuta. Listen, Sukuna would... Not only would he one-shot was Yuta, I'm telling you guys... Actually, no, I shouldn't say this. Sukuna wouldn't do this. Kenjaku is going to one-shot Yuta, and he's going to put Rika on a leash, like a little pet. Like, put Rika in the doghouse, maybe. Nah, but I really do hope the crackpot theory I have of what's it like. Yeah, he takes his body, right? Uses his body. Bro, imagine the fan base's reaction if that happens.
Bro, I'm gonna like. I think it's a great theory, but just in the sense that I love Yuta so much, I might have to drop the manga.
Bro, if it happens, I am like, first of all, I'll be gassed because my theory would come true. But I am like,
oh yeah,
I would be so happy. I love Yuta.
No.
But to see his fans' reaction to that, man,
yeah,
the
in terms of
chaos.
impact.
Yeah. Oh man, it would be riots. There would actually be riots now. Like people would be. So, let me put it on the screen. Here we go. I got it. Here we go. If people can see that. This is the thumbnail I had for the video. That's perfect. There we go. I can't lie, that would be the greatest cliffhanger. Let's say, because I do think Kenjaku's... Yeah, I don't think he's... If Yuta gets a power-up, maybe he's stronger than him. And then, I'm telling you, man, that open domain, like, the body-swapping shot hit, if he takes his... Like, Yuta would have no counter to that. He would just have his body forcibly taken. Because it's guaranteed. The body swap would be guaranteed at that point.
The kind of hope because obviously I love Yuta, so for any Yuta fans in the chat, don't worry, let me just cook. I think just with the saying that Gojo is gonna give get to a proper burial, I'm just hoping that when Kenjaku meets his demise, it will be in Geto's body rather than before he switched to someone within our crew.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
that's what I'm hoping. I hope Gojo keeps his promise.
We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of options of who Kenjaku could take as well, right? I've seen like crazy theories go out there. We'll see. I mean, maybe I saw people saying he's gonna take. I don't think it's gonna happen, but he takes Sukuna's body or something crazy like that. We'll see though.
Yeah,
Dragon, appreciate the 5. It says, Lefmao, if Yuki gets Rika, it's over. What do you think Yuta's domain is? I think he's asking what these should hit. So should I go first, or because I got a lot of possibilities in one.
Yeah, I don't even have like a thought, so I'll just listen.
I got like 10 different thoughts. So like, okay, there's the mainstream idea where he's just gonna copy someone else's domain, which sucks, I think, because like then his domain expansion would be useless against someone without a domain, if that's the case. There's the idea. Oh, by the way, just the whole like background of the domain. I've seen people say the background, or like the inner domain world is gonna be like a playground because that's where he lost Rika. That's where he played Rika a lot. So that'd be really cool. I have my own personal theory where the Sure hit is gonna summon a truck. So it's like the Isekai truck that took out Rika, right?
Oh.
It summons that truck. Rika's the opponent. Like, that's a joke. But maybe like maybe like he can summon multiple Rikas. Maybe he can unconditionally copy any curse technique. Maybe he could use multiple curse techniques that he's got in his story, so he doesn't have to just stay at one. Or maybe the curse technique that he's using. So let's say he switches to Uro's curse technique. Uro's curse technique would be the sure hit of the domain, but then he switches out to, let's say, Jirove's. The sure hit of the domain would switch out the current curse technique that he's got, which would be really dope. Because like, how would you even adapt to that? Like, that would probably be the strongest domain expansion.
Yeah, because it's like so versatile. Like he has many different attacks, or many different sure hits technically.
And then there's like the idea of maybe he can. Oh, there's like so many ideas. Like he can use. I think I already said like use multiple curse techniques at the same time. Maybe he can. I don't know. I mean, because it's possible it doesn't even have to do with Rika because he uses domain about Rika, and if it at all involves the copy curse technique, it would bypass that 5 limit time limit that he has, unless, because I've seen people say maybe he actually needs the full manifestation of Rika out to use his domain expansion, because to use your domain expansion you need your curse technique, to apply that to domain. So maybe he can't even use his domain if he doesn't have the 5 minutes on. But yeah, this is a bunch of theories. I mean, anything in particular you think it might be, you might like agree with?
No, I mean, I definitely agree with the multiple sure hit thing. I think that one's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably the best way. Wait a minute. That would actually be kind of wild, though. I mean, man, imagine then we'd actually finally get to see Inumiki's, like, sort of domain expansion, right? His sure hit. Because, like, wait, let's say the sure hit is the, because now you can't block it with your ears. The vocal commands of the Inumaki's like curse technique have to hit you, so he could stop you. And then he could swap out to another sure hit, let's say like Uro's Thin Ice Missile, but on crack, right? Because it's the domain sure hit now.
Yeah, and then upgraded.
He hits you with that while you're frozen. Bro, that is... Wait a minute.
Bro, like...
You can't even block if
that's the case, yeah, Yuta's domain might be like... That'd be one of the most powerful, and that might be just my favorite domain, just how creative it is.
Yeah, that is like one thing. I really hope that theory is true. But yeah, hey, if we see Kenjaku take his body, we'll see a real bully, a real fighter. I'm just saying. But oh yeah, what are your thoughts on? I love this theory, by the way. Like, what are your thoughts on? Because Yuta, he's seen that it's possible to use reverse curse technique to heal your curse technique, he's gonna make Rika last longer than 5 minutes.
Oh shoot.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a wait.
Mm-hmm. Shao don't
Well,
know one.
wait,
He told me that one. So like,
so that's the thing. I'm wondering if like Rika's timer correlates to like replenishing your curse technique. Like, is that the same, or is the general
yes,
timer thing like its own thing?
because it's so unbelievably confusing, because the narrator contradicts itself. It like in Sendai twice. The narrator says Yuta's curse technique is Rika. The Daya books say Yuta's curse technique is Rika. But in the story we see, like the narrator says, Yuta's he can't use his curse technique, it's burnt out. Rika's full manifestation is still there though. And on top of that, when he gets his copy back, the narrator proceeds to say, like now that he's got his curse technique is replenished, specifically referring to copy. It directly is contradicting itself hard. So regardless of whether it's copy or just Rika or both, I guess he has two curse techniques maybe. I mean, because my own idea is Rika isn't a curse technique, but like his true curse technique is copy, but he accesses his curse technique via Rika's full manifestation. But Rika can only be manifested 5 minutes. There's like this whole complicated thing. I won't.
Yeah, it's like kind of multi-layered in a way.
But because we know curse techniques, like it does have to do with the brain, whether it's metaphysical or physical. At least to some extent, the physical aspects is there. Because remember, Mahito, just by manipulating the shape of someone's brain, he was able to awaken the curse techniques that were sleeping within them, right? So that's what happens to all the Culling Game players, and specifically Junpei. So, and presumably, that's what Gojo is doing. Like, he's healing that curse technique part of his brain, specifically with curse energy, not just the brain, like that specific part, to replenish his curse technique faster. So maybe Yuta's going to do that and make his copy and Rika last longer than 5 minutes. Maybe it's 10 minutes now, 15 minutes. And the thing is, he wouldn't have to worry about curse technique, like his cursed energy's drawback because of that. Because as long as Rika's out, Rika will be replenishing his cursed energy like the Six Eyes. So he would have infinite cursed energy. And he would have Rika out forever. He'd be gone. He wouldn't be like Gojo Sukuna level because they just outscale him. But damn right, like he would be way stronger than he is right now.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if that ends up being the case, Yuta might be maybe even top, like definitely top 5. I don't know.
I think
maybe even higher.
I definitely like now. I could say with certainty that I'd put him above Yuki and Kenjaku for sure. Which Kenjaku's a wild one, but Yorozu. Alright, now I'm not gonna speak. I won't. No comment. Alright, listen. If you heard me, no comment. I didn't say anything about Yorozu. Alright.
Do you have like a hot take with there?
Bro, if I even remotely say my opinion, because I was in Dynamic Stream like last week, because you're doing like this tournament of power thing, right, with Blaziken, and I said my take on Yorozu versus Yuta. Oh my god. Oh,
was it?
People got so
was it crazy?
upset. Like people were like viscerally upset. And obviously in the past when I've made video, because I think I've gone like, I'm not even kidding, like Defra over it. I've gone mass hate comments, and even like a full hate thread specifically on the Yorozu take. Like people take it so seriously, which is sad. I can't even say it, bro. I can't even say my opinion. I actually can't. Like people they take it too far. Yorozu strong. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Because like she gets mad hate. It's unreal. But yeah, excluding Yorozu, I do think Angel, because I scale Angel differently from Hana. Like, I don't even have Hana being in the top 10 of the series, of who's strongest, but I have Angel actually as my top 5, at least third or fourth. I think Angel is ridiculously, for like a variety of reasons. Yeah, I'm sorry, I think your question was like top 5 or something like that. We're talking about that.
Oh, yeah, but for me, like with Angel, I was just gonna say like it's really hard for me to kind of scale Angel, just because like Angel separately, just because she's always been in Hana's body. So like it's really hard for me to like make like I guess like an accurate scaling.
I just go off
I
of
guess
based
except with
on.
her curse technique,
Hmm.
it's pretty straightforward.
I mean, just think about people get upset with the angel because the thing is, I think it's because people. It's like the variety of the okay. Let's say 95% of the fan base, even higher than that, are like Hikari stans, Maki Toji fans, Yuta stans, right? Yuki stans, Kenjaku stans. It's like by default,
Hmm.
when I say someone who's not popular like Angel, like, I don't think Angel has any fans at all, especially because we don't even know what Angel looks like, right? When I
Yeah.
say Angel could be, and there's evidence for it, stronger than these characters, like a lot stronger, it's less so about the evidence or the facts, and then it becomes more so. I'll grant like Angel's much more unclear, unlike Yorozu. It goes into like headcanon, who you like more, things like
Hmm.
that. I mean, you already know, man. Hey, scaling gets
Yeah. It can get pretty rough.
yeah, very toxic, very toxic. Which is I kind of distance myself from it, you know. I'm just making like
Yeah.
theories, analysis a lot, and like spoiler videos. It just gets too much, man. I can't lie. I think you're getting into scaling though, right? Like versus battles.
Sort of like not as consistent. Like I don't have like a next plan to make another one. Not
Mm-hmm.
yet, at least. But yeah, just like every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Itachi versus Gojo one. Right. Wait. Is Itachi versus Gojo? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
we talked about yeah, because I remember watching the video and you were bringing up so many like different possible scenarios that I didn't even think of, right? And I was like, damn, this
Yeah.
video is so well made. And then I go into the comments, and then people were like, "Oh my god, it was so like, man, power scale power scaling community is interesting. I'll just say interesting to say the least." But
Yeah, I feel like especially cross-verse can be dangerous.
oh
I'll
yeah,
probably just stick to inverse because it can get like complicated with different like people having their different rules and whatnot and try to make what's fair.
for sure. Yeah, because even with the Naruto and Gojo one I did, it just gets so murky, doesn't it? It just gets so
Mhm,
murky.
yeah.
Um, we'll see though. We'll see. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked that out, Itachi versus Gojo on Fake Weeb's channel. Really well made. Really well made video.
Hey, thanks.
Nah, check that out. And nah, bro, listen. Okay, I won't spoil it. I mean, we have a JJK chat though. I think I know what everyone's gonna say, right? There's always like a heavy bias. I remember it like in the earliest streams I used to do. So even last year, I used to do a lot of
Hmm.
like versus. Primarily the streams are versus streams, and there'd be cross
Hmm.
versus included in them. And one thing I noticed, it's like it doesn't really matter who I put people up against. The JJK characters get favored so much. Uh,
Hmm.
I guess because it is a JJK channel, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting, yeah, how that works. But
Yeah, I haven't
yeah,
I can't remember. Did you make one about like Black Clover and JJK or no?
I did a stream about that where I was like Asta, which is true. By I don't know. I do not want to hear anything about it. If you say no, you just haven't powered scaled. Black
Hmm.
Clover to anyone in chat. Asta would dog walk Gojo so badly, like he wouldn't even have to use 100. He would actually might be able to do it in base. No, he could do it in base. Like it's insane. Like the scale, like Black Clover scaling is stupidly bro, especially Asta specifically.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I think you're asking about Black Clover. Yeah, they are strong as fuck. Like they're really
Yeah,
powerful.
I was gonna say like I would also think like the Black Clover universe and like Asta would probably be most of the characters in or
Like
like let's
it's
say
every
Gojo
character.
came.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I was trying to give some benefit, but maybe it is every character. Don't hate me, guys.
Yeah.
But some people who just read JJK maybe would just say, "Oh no, like Gojo stronger" or anything. But if we really cross first, yeah, the,
No,
the Black Clover scaling universe is insane.
but even people, a lot of people who read Black Clover, who like they just say regular readers, or even like big fans who don't power scale, because like even I
Mm,
myself was like I really wasn't aware that much of how broken Black Cloververse was until I started getting into power scaling and like seeing like how fast the characters are, how physically strong they are. Like,
hmm.
think about this, like a weak version, a very weak version of Asta from like this is before multiple time skips and before multiple power ups in base is able to react to light. And then
Yeah.
we have characters who are now stronger than this character. Like, he's amping his light with magic, and then he gets stronger. And this guy becomes even, like, he gets, like, a whole power. It becomes, like, a dark elf. Very minor spoilers. And he uses, like, black light, which is faster than magically amped light, right? They specify, like, it's ridiculously fast. And then Asta's keeping up with this in base. And then, obviously, his base gets hundreds of times stronger after this, right? And then he has transformations which make him hundreds of times.
Yeah, I know.
And then it's like, oh my god. Because then we have characters, like, this is before a lot of time skips, who are, like, country level. Who, like, casually have spells that could one-shot a country. Or, like, say, like, defend a country. And it's like... And then not even getting into the whole Asta just literally negates all of Gojo's... It's just... Oh, man. I don't know. Black Clover Scaly. It is a bit... Like, again, I want to clarify as well. Like, you can hate Black Clover. Like, personally, I love it. I think it's not... I think it's even a bit great. I think it's just a really good series. Like, you know... Okay, I'm about to get into a Black Clover. Right? Maybe I should hold my tongue on it.
I mean, hey, whatever you want. No, I was gonna agree with you. I think Black Clover, especially on a binge read, is really fun.
Yeah, like, I guess what I was gonna say was, I'll just, like, summarize it, is, like, not everything has to be great. I don't know why everyone's so stuck with this idea that every series has to be 10 out of 10, godlike, like, goatly written to be enjoyable or to be read. Like, you know, some series are just fun to read. Like, Black Clover, okay, it's not, like, goatedly written, right? But it's not bad.
Right.
You know, I think it's actually really good. And most importantly, like, it's fun to read. But yeah, a lot of people, I don't know, they can't, like, go past that stuff for some reason. Like,
Yeah, no, like, people, I guess, when they see, like, a simple story, like, it's they don't think it's as good as a complex. Like, I think, like, just having a simple story is good. And obviously, if there is a complex story and it's done well, you know, it's good as well. But it doesn't mean, because, for example, I also like Demon Slayer, and I know that series of all is probably the one that gets overhated, but...
Too much.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, here's the thing about Demon Slayer. It is simplicity done to perfection. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it is done the most, basic concepts and ideas, but it is not, like, done them so perfectly that it appeals to everyone. Yes, it's doing basic concepts and basic ideas and basic writing in a, like, on a, if you just look at it from outside point of view. But it's doing it at, like, it's doing it at a level that no one's done before. Like, no series has appealed this much to, like, universally to everyone. Like, regardless of if you think, oh, it's basic, so it's not well written. I just don't think that's true. Something can have basic ideas and concepts. And at least in Demon Slayer, like, specific case, it is well written, I think. But people, I guess, struggle to, like, grasp that concept for some reason. But
I will say too, I think it also, like, for me, it just goes along with, I just like traditional shonen, so I just like, you know, in general, Black Clover, Demon Slayer, My Hero. But for stories like JJK and Hunter x Hunter, you know,
Hunter
like,
x Hunter's
when it's like, when it's complex, has a lot of things in the power system and the characters, like, sure, I'll probably like that a little bit more, but that doesn't mean I don't like, you know, MHA and all that.
No, for sure. Yeah, like, especially with, for example, like, Fairy Tail. I know Fairy Tail has a lot of its issues. It's really well written in some aspects, but in a lot of especially important aspects, it's not well written. Like, there's a lot of poor choices. All right, I love Hiro Mashima. I love you, man, but it is what it is. All right, but I see, like, these bad aspects, or, like, it, even you really could argue it's badly written in a lot of ways. I still love it. Like, yeah, bro, I love Fairy Tail. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect or, like, perfectly written for me to enjoy it. I just like the series, but yeah, people, I guess maybe specifically, like, JJK fanbase specifically, it has a lot of elitist fans. Like, it's very specific to this series' fans.
Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit ashamed.
Yeah, because I always see when JJK fans, like, online, like, they act like such elitists. I get secondhand embarrassment that I'm, like, a JJK fan. Like, oh my god, this guy is not talking for the rest of us. But again, I just want, because, like, complex stories, I'll go it as well. Like, Hunter x Hunter, bro, it is so good. Especially because I tweeted, like, this a while ago, and I stand by this. Even though it's not complete, This is a wild take. I truly think the Succession Walk right now, the Black Whale arc, is the best arc in all of shown history. Bro, even if it's not complete,
shoot.
like I think it's.
Well, I don't think you ever told me about that, but honestly, like I do agree. It's definitely maybe it actually might be my favorite as well.
Like I know it's crazy because Hunter x Hunter has like all these other. Okay, maybe I should clarify and say, so far it's shaping up to be the best in history, in my opinion, shown in history. And like with the way it's going, and it could end that way as well if it continues at this pace, because it's not completed. So it's still like it could just randomly take a trash turn, but no way. Tagashi, he's never fumbled.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever seen a shonen arc specifically where it's set up so much and so well, like the Succession War arc. Like
It's so
it
good.
almost feels like
So good. Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing so much like different perspective and characters where it's just it's not like following a story, but it's like things happening in real life.
Yeah.
Like you're actually showing every perspective and you get to understand the characters. Like, yeah.
Bro, I have reread it so many times. I hang on to every word, man. It's just honestly, it's actually that I don't think I've ever said this, like insanely rarely, right? Where like obviously I say things are peak. I think I title this thing as peak as well. Like I say peak, but like this, like I actually mean it though. Like that is actually peak. This is actually peak fiction, man. That oof. Oda's got some competition.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Wait, so let me ask you, and chat, you guys can answer this as well. What's your guys' like, maybe what's your like probably top 5 or top 3 shonen arcs all time?
What's yours?
Honestly, I have no idea. I'm about to think about it right now.
Let's say I was gonna think while I asked you. Yeah.
I think Shibuya is definitely up there for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is all of shonen.
I mean, there's a lot of shows now that I think about it, but
yeah. Oh man, I don't blame. I can't. I'm just thinking like, am I gonna forget something?
yeah.
Soul Society was really good. I can't even lie. Like, that was good. Man, I see you. Oshinoko #1. That's what I'm saying. Oshinoko's good. Bro, if anyone saw, okay, I can't even make this joke because it's gonna spoil hard for anime only. So I can't say it. But if you've read the latest chapter of Oshinoko, you know, man, like the we're not being the allegations. Like that's for sure.
Is the manga still going on?
Yes. Oh man, it is a very awkward play. Like it. I wish I could say it. I actually just can't say it. I just can't say it. Like it's such a big spoiler.
Oh, yeah.
Are you watching the anime?
I only watched episode 1 and I haven't seen episode 2 or 3.
Did you like episode 1?
I did. Okay, here's the thing. I watched it. This is my fault. I watched it when I was really tired, so there were moments. I feel like had I watched it like just normally at night, I would have enjoyed it more. But I think I ruined my first experience, like just watching it when I was so tired. I was like, okay, let me see what the hype's all about, and I did like it, but yeah, like I'll try not to go into spoilers, but like the emotions that happened in episode 1, I didn't really feel it as others did. But I feel like again, had I watched it when I wasn't sleep deprived, I would have been more immersed in the story and actually, cared for what happened. I might give it a rewatch.
That makes sense.
I might give it a rewatch.
No, that makes sense. Like, because for me, I've said this like a ton of times on stream. It is what it is. Like, it is what it is. I'm like super sensitive. I can't even lie, man. Like that actually made me cry. That episode. I was like, damn, man. Wow, it's actually hilarious because like on the shuffle, the opening just came as well. The opening to Oshinoko. You gotta be kidding me. Wow. No, man, that hit. Like for me, I get it, man. If you were sleep deprived, bro, that's why I have this like weird. It's weird and very unfortunate where I don't watch certain things, or even read certain things, unless I'm in the right mood.
Yeah.
Like if I'm like too tired, or I'm like, it's for the reason you just said. I like hold myself off to not read or watch something, for that reason, because I get you. I actually get you because it's happened to me before. It's just not different when you're like sleep deprived and it's like the last thing in your mind. I think someone in chat spoiled. Chill the spoilers. Chill the spoilers. Oshinoko.
Oh man, he didn't like.
You
He
kind
just said
of.
a word, and I'm not gonna insinuate what it probably means, but I feel like I have an idea.
Oh,
That's what
man.
we'll leave it to that. Though.
Oh yeah,
No,
it is.
no more spoilers.
Allegations, man. They're very, very strong. Very strong. Anyway, yeah, chill the spoilers. I saw 4 NND. Yeah, he's talking about Ainz versus Gojo, and then Prodigal says Ainz versus Sukuna. Actually, before I even get into that crossverse, have you seen Overlord?
No.
Okay, I'll keep it super brief though. Ainz probably kills Gojo. There we go. Probably. Like Sukuna definitely. Like that's not even. It's like literally instant death how badly Ainz beats him. But Gojo is actually really debatable. But yeah, I'll leave that there. Ainz is from. If anyone's seen Overlord, absolutely go. Like, that is in my top 3 anime of all time. Not in terms of how good they are, just personal favorites. But yeah. Oh yeah, I see a lot of people saying.
Doing
Oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying people are saying their list. I'm saying like FMA is getting a lot of people saying it. But yeah, you gonna say?
Speaking of like crossfit, I was gonna say like I do want to start maybe in the summer later in August or maybe not. I don't know. Like do Naruto and JJK cross battles because I feel like there's so much characters in Naruto. It would be fun to pit them against JJK characters.
Unfortunately, because I'm degenerate, like I've done too much Naruto scaling in the past, like a lot of it, and it's crazy. Like because my Naruto scaling is somehow better than my JJK one. Maybe not now because like I've done it so much, but especially DBZ as well. Like that.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I would try to like aim for characters that I know isn't too obvious or that might be like at least controversial or like it's not completely one-sided.
Yeah, like a video. I've been cooking this up for a while. I'm just hesitant to put out since my last cross versus battle like flopped. Right. I might put it out though. I'm working on it with like Prodigy. If he's here, shout Prodigy. Go in Naruto YouTuber. It's Gojo versus all the Akatsuki.
Oh damn, that's interesting.
I mean, I won't spoil it now, but it is complicated. To say the least, it is super complicated. Because it's like the scaling, the hacks that get involved, like it's a bit wild, but yeah. Golden Age arc, that's a good answer right there. Coalition arc and Kingdom. Hey bro, Steve Walker, he's kind of cooking, man. Yeah, I see a lot of people who gave the answer to your best arcs as well. Kaio make Gojo versus Accelerator. Yeah, I've never Railgun. I've seen Railgun, some of it. I've not even begun to scale Railgun. I know that it gets insanely crazy, and if some of the things that I've heard people say is true, yeah, Accelerator would win, but I'm not too sure. Are there any like other series that you'd love to scale against JJK?
Me? Yeah, I was thinking of like maybe
Besides
One Piece,
Naruto.
but then I've never gotten to One Piece scaling, so I'm not sure if it's like too goofy or like it doesn't make sense. Or maybe it does make sense.
It is good because like this is like
Okay.
I really 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 want to do this. This is like a really back end idea for me though. Like so if I do this would be months down the line. Sukuna versus Luffy. I actually think it would be a good fight. I truly think it'd be a good fight. Okay, let me just ask the chat now, like, because I want to see. Like, I actually have my audience here, right? Let me end the current poll. See if you guys want to say Gojo
I feel
versus.
like there needs to be more JJK crossverse battles in YouTube. Like, there's not. I feel like there's not enough, and there could be more.
Yeah, specifically there are like from the other side of YouTube because this whole power scaling part of YouTube. But unfortunately, like for the whole JJK sphere, there isn't. Unfortunately, because it's relatively non-existent. I know.
Yeah,
there are some
which is
YouTubers, who do it like now and then, like me and you, like very rarely though. Oh,
yeah.
By the way, I ended the. I forgot this poll was even on. My God, 420 votes. It's a Ken Hakari tank, like the Sukuna Shrine jackpot. Yeah, 52% said yes, and YouTube can't do maths because there's 52%. Yeah, 52% there and 47%. So Wow, fair enough. Oh wow, I'm seeing a lot of Luffy wins. That's surprising. Sukuna versus All For One would be good. Oh, there's so many good oh man.
Bro, there's no way no one's done that on YouTube. That's such a good idea. Sukuna versus All For One.
That is because that's villains. Like these are villains,
Yeah.
man. Um,
See,
yeah.
now this is inspiring me to drop
Same,
some notes.
same. Like make videos on this. Because like, to be honest, I was just thinking JJK stuff before this. Let me make the poll. Which would you wanna see? Gojo versus the Akatsuki. Sorry if I misspelled that. And then who do you wait? Because yeah, you've read one. Who do you think would win between Luffy and Sukuna? By the way,
Luffy and Sukuna or Gojo?
Luffy and Sukuna.
So I've never really like looked into the power scaling of
It is
One Piece. I'm actually
so
rereading
deep.
it right now. Yeah. So like I can't really say anything, but I'll just say like I'm really liking the hockey and devil fruit just power system.
Bro, if you thought like JJK power scaling was toxic and complicated, my god, because I've been power scaling One Piece for I think it's been like a decade, right? It's been a very, very long time.
Oh,
It
damn.
goes so deep, the power scaling, where it's to the point where this is an insanely important question, by the way. Is a character a swordsman? Wait, did the poll?
Wait, what?
Wait, let me just. I think the poll did it make guys? Can you guys see the poll? Or I can't. Tell.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, mine I can't. But okay, hopefully refresh. But yeah, like, I'm not even kidding. Is Law a swordsman? Is Big Mom a swordsman? Is Shanks a swordsman? Like, that is so pivotal to scaling in the community, and it gets so heated, bro. You have
Damn, really?
yeah, like even all the One Piece YouTubers, the power scaling ones specifically, actually make videos on this, and it's like, bro, how did it reach this point? Like, and let me just clarify: Law isn't a swordsman. I know he has a sword. He's not a true swordsman. Oh, okay, I'm not gonna get into it. It is a mess. But
I'm surprised that's like a controversial
it
topic
is
or
so
even answer.
controversial. Like, if you say one character, like people would actually kill you, like eat you alive, man. Like actually just. Shanks is a hockey man. Oh man, because I was talking to Blaziken about this, right? So after JJK ends, obviously like everyone's still gonna make JJK content for a long time, but I think a lot of people, I think everyone, is gonna transition while they're still making JJK content after it ends, into like another series. So like I know specifically me and Blaziken are gonna go to One Piece, but is there anything, like any plans you have if you're thinking about that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I'm also, because I'm rereading One Piece right now. I might also go into that, but like you said, all of us will still make JJK content. I think I'll still make at least like one JJK video a week. But I also want to get into like Boruto and One Piece as like, and maybe more, obviously, if there's more shonen up there. But those are kind of the three I'm going for.
I gotta say you said what's the word? A red flag, a trigger word on the channel. The B word.
Oh, Boruto.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not the average hater. All right. Like since 2015, I've been reading every chapter month to month. All right. So I can say I'm a true hater. Nah. Jokes aside, though. Man, maybe I shouldn't say my opinion on Boruto. I think people would agree with me though. Boruto's not really liked, but do you like Boruto? Which is fair, by the way. Which is fair.
I haven't even got into it. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah, so like I am gonna get into it, and then
my condolences.
I'll endure. I feel like at the end of the day, like I'll just set low expectations, and like even though it might just be bad, I guess I like the characters in Naruto so much where I just want to see them grown up, even if like the story with Boruto and you know his kids or whatever is bad. I just want to see grown up Konoha, grown up Kakashi. Gosh, I'm blanking on the names. Like grown up Shikamaru and all of them.
Oh, Shikamaru, bro. He is the only character they actually do justice in Boruto. Like he is actually him.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
So if you're a Shikamaru fan, you'll love Boruto. I mean, it's not bad. Well, that's a lie. It's pretty bad in some aspects, but in the aspects that it's good in, it's just mediocre. What I will say is, right? What I will say, like overall, it's mediocre. Let's just call a spade, right? Let's call a dime. It's just a cash grab. Like that is the only reason why it exists. Is to milk more money for the series. But if you enjoy it, God bless you. Like if you actually really enjoy it, or you really like, it's the same way how I enjoy Fairy Tail, man. Like if you really enjoy Boruto, more power to you, man. Like keep loving it. I don't let me and like other haters, right? A visceral hater, stop you from liking it. You know, but
yeah,
it is pretty bad though, unfortunately.
Yeah, if I don't like it, I'll just won't even do it. So I'm trying to set very low expectations.
I will say wait,
oh, yeah,
Jinx, wait a minute.
Yeah, we said at the same time.
Yeah, no, you go.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think the reason why I want to get into it now is because I've heard like a lot of crazy things about the latest arc. No spoilers, but
that's what I was about to say.
So.
Literally, that's what I was gonna say. So thank God you said that first. I was gonna say some spoilers. Like the past, can I even say that? Yeah, I can say the name, right? Like Ida arc.
Yeah,
like, that's not even gonna make sense. You know, if you haven't read it, you don't even know who it is, right? So the past like current
I just
arc,
won't even know it.
It's not just has it been good, right? Since she's been introduced, but the last 3 chapters were actually great. Like this is I've been reading again since 2015. I remember the day like chapter 1 came out monthly. I've been reading monthly ever since I was watching the anime too. This is like the first time I actually said a chapter was great was the past 3 chapters. I was like, wow, these are actually great chapters. And then it went on hiatus after that. I was like, oh, fair enough. Do you know what the plot twist was?
No, I don't. But
I won't say what.
I feel like I saw like a maybe it was a double spread panel. But I can't like tell what that panel portrays. So no, I don't really know.
All right, fair enough. Well,
did you watch the anime or
yes.
should I just like go strictly to the manga?
Okay. The anime and manga. By the way, do you read or watch Dragon Ball Super?
Nah.
Damn. Okay, well, basically the way it works is like they're actually two different universes or continuities. So, like the same arcs and similar things happen in both the stories, but certain stories like they go differently in both the stories, and certain like the manga and anime have certain arcs that are specific, like only they have them. So it's not the same. It depends on what you like. If you like slice of life stuff, or if, like you said before, you like the characters, you're gonna love the anime way more. Like the anime has a lot of, I say filler with quotes because it's not really filler, right? It is anime canon episodes where a lot of them is just like in Konoha. You see a lot of like the old school characters. You see moments of them, episodes based on them, and it's like really nice slice of life stuff, like not action stuff or anything serious, just like chilling stuff. And you don't like you get very 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 little of that in the manga. I think in the manga we haven't seen Kakashi literally in years. Like before JJK was made, you haven't seen him in the manga. Whereas in the anime, not only do you see him in the anime, like he is prevalent in multiple arcs. He has his own arcs in the anime, and he's involved in the arcs in the manga that he's not in. So it's like it's that different. It's that different. So
damn.
If you like action-packed stuff specifically, you will, or like if it just gets into all the lore stuff really quick, you'll love the manga. But if you like the slice of life, the slower stuff, the characters, you'll prefer the anime.
I see. So it's like it's technically not filler, but it kind of is.
Anime canon.
It's probably just like, like there's more substance, or like, I guess you get to learn more of the character, or I don't know, like you explore more substance in the characters, but like you get straightforward with the story in the manga.
By the way, it has been clarified as well. Like it has been said by the directors and people who are working on it. It is like straight up 2 different continuities. So I say filler with quotes, but it's actually anime canon. Like this is canon to that universe. It's like the same. Oh, Dragon Ball is a complex. But I love Dragon Ball to death, especially Super. But yeah, the whole manga and anime is a similar situation where 2 different continuities. It's interesting because the Dragon Ball situation actually inspired Boruto to do this. Or was it the other way around?
Oh.
I think it was the other way around. I can't actually remember. But yeah. No, we kind of got my bad guys.
Yeah, we went on a huge. So that's my fault. I think I started it going off with JJK.
No, I think it was. I think it was me because we went into the cross scaling stuff, and then yeah, it just led to it. It's been a very interesting conversation. Very insightful. To be honest, I preferred it over the JJK talk. So yeah. Nah, in terms of Boruto, Boruto scaling, by the way, it is stupid. Even Naruto scaling in general is stupidly broken, but Boruto's even worse. Yeah, no, I'll stop.
Yeah,
Actually,
I'm not sure.
yeah.
I was just gonna say, my friend sent me this clip of I think it was Naruto losing to like a character in Boruto. I can't remember who it was. It was like a girl. They were with like Boruto and his
Yeah.
kids in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the name. I
Delta.
remember seeing the name, but I don't. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, that one.
She's like
And I
the
remember
pink hair
how,
girl
like I
with the
saw.
clone.
And like I saw people's reactions to it. I think your boy Roshi also made a reaction
Yeah.
to that, and they were kind of pissed, or Roshi was pissed.
To be fair, that was the one thing that I think made sense. I guess one thing I'll say
Okay.
is that I think is super, like, I just absolutely despise from Boruto is it goes from, like, these, you see in the final arc of Naruto, like, these guys, like, actual calamities. Like, they use a jutsu and it's like a continental threat, like, each of the jutsus. It dumbs it down so badly in Boruto, beside the Momoshiki fight. I think that's actually it, beside that fight, where there are characters, like, casual characters, right? I won't say any names, but like they're casually like dozens and like even like hundreds of times stronger than like Naruto and Sasuke and even Madara or even Kaguya, right? From that time, but like
Oh yeah.
their fights like barely even destroy like a tiny portion of a forest, or like their abilities like barely crack a rock or something. Like that is the most frustrating part of Boruto for me. I can't even lie.
I see.
It's just yeah, because like they try and like I don't know. I won't get into all Boruto because I don't want to influence you too much and change your opinion on it.
Yeah, for sure. No, you're good.
But no, Boruto content does really well though, especially on YouTube. So if you do get into it, like it's a good idea. It's actually a really good idea. Has a lot of fans.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just trying to like so right now I'm rereading One Piece and then I'm watching like the Naruto anime. So like kind of doing both.
oh, fair. No, I was yeah. For me, One Piece man, One Piece all the way. Even though,
Yeah.
like, because Naruto was actually what got me into anime.
Nice.
When I was like 5 or 6, I saw it on TV, and then I would continue to watch it when I was like 7 on Nickelodeon. And then I remember my dad, he actually got me the graphic novel as a present. So I didn't know it was like manga, any of that. I didn't know what anime manga was, right? I was
Yeah.
like, wow, they have like Naruto in like comic book form. I knew it wasn't comic book. I just called it graphic novel for a while. And then
Yeah.
obviously I learned about like in that same year, like when I was 7, I was starting to collect One Piece. Naruto like graphic novels, and I was getting like One Piece at that time as well, and then like Dragon Ball Z and stuff, and then Fairy Tail when that came out when I was like in 5th grade, so like 9 or 10. So I love Naruto. Like, it has a special place in my heart. But actually, how did you? This is an interesting question. How did you get into anime manga? Like, around what age? What series?
Yes, this is
Yeah.
this is obviously everyone's gonna kind of blame me for this, but like before when I was in school, I thought anime was kind of weird for some reason,
Oh,
or
fair
not
enough.
really for some reason. I guess there's just like a stigma around it. Like my friend just kept recommending me to watch, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch this or whatever. Until like one day, one of my friends told me, okay, Danny, I know you don't want to watch anime, but I need you to hop on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's basically not even anime, and the dub is really good. And I kept saying no, but I guess one day I just started
Whoa, a
watching on
trooper.
Netflix.
That guy's a legend.
Like I just gave it a, yeah.
Yeah.
He did. He basically started the Fake Weep channel. Like now that I think about it, I
Damn.
wouldn't even be here without like just him
But
constantly.
he changed the
reminding
trajectory
me.
of your life.
He really did, honestly.
Damn.
Because like before I was
yeah.
I was just like a gaming channel, but yeah. So he told me to watch
Oh, really?
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I just loved it from there. Like I think what it was, it was just like watching dub animes. Because then after I started watching Death Note and then Naruto and whatnot, and then I slowly watched sub.
those are like the perfect because. Okay, I have a whole take on. I will save that take, but specifically, at least Full Metal, Death Note, and Naruto, like these are very specific cases where the dub is actually really, really good. So those are perfect. And your friend did a great job getting into it, like recommending dub because that's always like a really good gateway. I don't blame you though. Like I know a lot of people who are like that, like years ago, who were like, oh, I'll never get into anime. It's weird. Like one of my like close friends in real life, Ishmael, right? He was like that for all of high school. Like, oh, I'd never get into it. It's like so weird. And now, bro, in my life, I've never seen a bigger like anime manga fan than him. It is like insane, like the shift, and that's cool. And I actually think that's really cool, man.
Was it during COVID? I feel like a lot of people started watching anime during COVID.
I think it was just a bit before. No, actually, a decent amount before. Like, but you are right though. Like there was a dramatic spike in like people getting into a lot of things, like. Watching certain sports, watching streams, like watching MCU even, but specifically anime too. Like especially with JJK season 1 dropped, I think during COVID.
Yeah.
Or was it before? I can't remember, but yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen was also my first manga. Like it's
really?
So weird. There was there is this.
Oh.
I don't know if you played like Call of Duty Warzone.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so it was like COVID, I was playing that with my friends, and I don't know why, but there is like something where my friends would just say, oh no, I put you on this anime, like you never put me on a new anime or whatever, so I was like,
yeah.
Guys, trust me, I'm gonna find a new anime, I'll put you guys on, because they kept, like, the friend who got me into Full Metal, he's like, Dan, I put you on Full Metal, like, you haven't put me on anything.
He's that guy.
I don't know why. Yeah. There's just like a thing about that, so I was like, okay, I need to find an anime that's like new, upcoming.
It's yours.
And at the time, like, I saw Jujutsu Kaisen, but like the one that hooked me was just like its name, like Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know if that was you too, but like just the name of it kind of hooked me. But like the anime wasn't gonna come out in 3 months. I only saw the trailer, so I was like, okay, I might as well just read the manga, see if it's good, if I can recommend it to my friends. And then yeah, like I think I caught up to. The first time I caught up week to week with Jujutsu Kaisen, I remember was specifically in the Shibuya arc when Nanami was fighting, or when Nobara was fighting Mahito.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, really?
So yeah, that was my first manga.
That is actually what I respect you going out to find something to make sure they don't have that up on you now. For me, I got into JJK Chapter 1 when it came out.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, I mean, I've been reading for a while. It's not like one of those things where I'm like,
insane.
I'm a diehard since JJ. I mean, I only really got into it when hidden inventory is happening week to week, because I was like reading it week to week, but I wasn't really into it. It's just like even with like say My Hero Academia, Black Clover, like especially My Hero. I read that when Chapter 1 came out. I remember even the anime YouTubers back then. So if anyone knows this guy, For Neverworld, he is like. By the way, trust me, don't search him up now.
He's OG.
Yeah, he's OG, but he is insane to say the least. Like it's wild. To be fair, I actually don't know what's going on with him. Like I remember years ago, like things started going sour. So maybe he's changed now. I don't know what he's up to now, but he's like super OG. So I remember I used to watch him a lot. Like this was when did My Hero Academia, like the Chapter 1 came out? When did that come out? It was when I was watching.
I think
right?
20. Yeah.
I could actually just Google it as well. I remember he even made a video on it, like, oh, guys, like, this is, like, the superhero of manga. It's going to be big. He was right as well for that. And Black Clover, I remember it got bro, when Chapter 1 came out, bro, people hated it. People absolutely despised Black Clover. It still made it, but, yeah. And a lot of things like that, like Master, which is ending now. It's just, like, I guess I just read things from Chapter 1, and I'm like, okay. I'll just, like, this is the thing I'll read week to week. And sometimes, like, it's sad because a lot of series, like really great series, like what was that? What is it called? Like Red Hood. That was so good. That got axed. Ayashimon, Forever in Our Hearts, man. Forever in Our Hearts got axed. But you know, sometimes like a gem does come out. A few gems that just going for a while. Like Witchwatch and stuff. But yeah.
No, that's crazy. Like you're basically an OG. You've been reading since Chapter 1. So like I gotta ask because I've heard when Jujutsu Kaisen started, like it wasn't as good, or people thought. Because actually, I can't remember, but a long time ago, I was searching up like Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 1 discussion. I just wanted to see like what was the community's thoughts in Chapter 2, Chapter 3, and like people said like, oh, like this shonen is just like not it, or it's not gonna be good, or it's like just typical story. I'm like, damn, like they were so wrong. So like,
Yeah,
yeah, how was the, I guess, community if you were in there in the beginning?
exactly like you said. I was like, oh, it probably turned good. Like, oh, people saying it's average, it's generic, it's like whatever. But I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this could turn. I was like, it could turn something good. I think when it really started to pick up a lot, specifically, I remember when people like really gassing it. Specifically, was a Goodwill. So I remember when the black flashes are happening because I was even on Twitter at this time as well. So I was seeing what people are saying, and when Panda transforms, because it was the first time we saw his gorilla, bro, people went wild. Like, whoa, Panda has a transformation. Like, people went crazy. We saw the black flash. We're like, what's going on? Like, people are going crazy. So, that's vividly what I remember. Like, people were making like threads on Twitter. Like, oh, this is so dope. If anyone was around during that time. But yeah, it was. I think of like every single story that's happened. Chapter 1. Oh, this is average. This is bad. Blah blah blah. And then because I don't know if I don't know if I've ever talked to you about this specifically, but like the way it like shonen editors specifically tell every storyteller who's like starting out, make a simple story to begin with, make it insanely simple and generic, because it will succeed, and then after it succeeds, like later on you can change it up and add your own spice to it. And this has been told to GEGE, it's been told to Black Clover's author, it's been told to like every single modern day author, like it's told to all of them consistently. A lot of like mangaka have come out and said this, right? And it's true. It really is true, because in case you guys aren't aware, like even GEGE had manga before JJK, but it was like too out there, it was too complicated from the beginning, and it couldn't get people in. And in like Black Clover, the author had I can't remember the name, it was really, really good though. He had like a story, and it got axed. And it was like, because I know a lot of people say like Black Clover's Mickey Mouse, it's simply written, right? Like the author can't write, it's always generic. But if a lot of people don't know this, the series he wrote before, it was like some Hunter x Hunter JJK type beat. Like it was so complicated and so good, but because of that, it got axed instantly. And I think he actually says in an interview as well, like, oh yeah, like I was told to make it like the next story generic, and then I can spice it up later. And then we have Black Clover, like one of the most popular manga out there. It's gone anime. Like it does work. So a lot of people say, oh, it's generic, this, that, and the other, but like they don't realize, understandably so, there is a reason to it. Like this is something that they're being told to do. And then if the story does become successful, they can like start adding complexity and their own sort of spin and flavor to it. So what we've seen in JJK. Interesting how that works.
Yeah. It is a bit unfortunate, like even though they can add their complexity in the end, it does suck that it has to start simple in the beginning, or else it'll just get axed.
To be
Like,
fair,
like
it is the fans' fault
hinders
though.
creativity. Yeah, for sure.
But no, I agree with you though, because I guess it makes sense though. Like the main demographic in Japan, which is not, it's still the main demographic, but it's less true nowadays, right? It's like teenage boys, right? That's the main reader base of this. Obviously, like, with the modern day Japan, like so many people talk about it, it's like every age and like gender read Shonen Jump nowadays, but like Shueisha's still really outdated, the mindset of still caring towards like a specific demographic. Okay, my bad. These tangents, I'm sorry. I get into like these tangents and I start rambling.
No, you're good.
Oh man, but yeah, it works. I guess it works. Hey, no, good to see you, no. Good to see you in the chat. Whoa, headphones fell. Wait a minute.
You're good. You're good.
There
I
we
guess. I mean, if you don't, I mean, I know like hopefully chat's okay. Do you guys want to like go back to some JJK talks? I mean, because like I'm fine just like doing whatever, unless like I don't want to,
We still got like 100
if we
lads
do
there,
wanna
so.
Okay, sweet.
People listening.
Yeah. You guys don't mind if we just talk about whatever?
Man, it's nice. It's actually nice to talk about non-JJK stuff, on stream for once. It's actually like
It is
nice.
true. Like, so, I don't know if you feel it, but sometimes like when I make JJK content, I feel so burnt out. But like, I'm happy if I think I'm gonna make like another. Like when I made the Itachi versus Naruto, or no, sorry, Itachi versus Gojo video. I'm happy that I at least I got to bring like Naruto into the element of my content, and like that's what I'm gonna do in the future. I'm sure all of you guys too, because when you just stick to one series, it can definitely get you know,
Tiring.
very, yeah,
Suffocating.
tiring,
Boxing.
exhausting.
Yeah. I feel you for sure. I guess because JJK is such a hyped series, I don't mind it. But I would love if I could, on top of that, like, talk about other stuff. Like, for
Yeah.
example, I was actually, oh my god, there's this manga I love so much. I love it so much. It's called Ellie Seed. I was just blanking on the name for a second. It's so good. Like it's so good. And I wish, bro, I wish I could make content. I just really wish, but
Wait, is it ongoing?
yes, it's goated. It's so goated, man. Like I know Gojo and Sukuna is happening week to week, but I'm more hyped about LEC chapters every week.
Wait, what is it called? I'm trying to search it up.
Ellie Seed. It's so good, man. It's such a good manhwa.
Wait, how do you spell? Oh wait, L E.
I'll put it into the chat as well.
Oh, it's a webtoon manhwa.
Yes, it's so
Okay.
good, man. Oh man, I see Steve Walker as well saying I can't wait to talk about One Piece of Cat, bro. I'm gonna like when I get into One Piece, man. The agendas are gonna be so. You guys have no idea. You guys have no idea. It's probably like the plan I have. I was talking to Blazing about this. Is like I'm gonna on Wednesdays where I normally do a JJK spoiler video. I'm gonna switch out to One Piece because that's like the first of all I have to get a One Piece audience, and the best way to do that is to cover like spoilers and to do it fast, right? To like get that audience. And I feel like on top of that, in this, okay, so once a week it'd be like the spoiler video for One Piece, and then I make a JJK video as well, obviously to, for the people who want to see that. That's probably like how I'm gonna transition into that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're making One Piece content though, like then we'd still be in the same sphere, right? Like content sphere. Which would be really
Yeah,
cool.
for sure. I'm still I'm still behind on. I'm doing like a reread and yeah, trying to catch up. But there's a lot of arcs that I need to go over.
So I remember because you were doing the stream, right? About ranking all the what's it called, One Piece arcs. I didn't actually get to catch the end of it. So what was your top one, like personally?
So like I think my favorite arc in One Piece, I feel like it's gonna change. I feel like once I reread Wano, it might be that or something else. But like right now from my reread, it's Water 7.
Ooh, okay, that's good. Wait, Water 7 or Enies Lobby or both in one?
So like if it was both, it would still be my number one. But even if we did separate it, so it's just Water 7 alone, it would probably still be Water 7.
Bro, the goated, and because Usopp's one of my top 3 favorite characters. Shout out Dragon Hippo in the chat saying, Kyle, please push the Akainu agenda. Akainu is him, top 5 in the verse. Because listen, you can go back to my tweets, my original account, right? I've been pushing the Akainu agenda like since day, bro. I am so glad he donuted Ace. I'm like, oh my god, thank you. Shout out Ace though. That's one of my favorite characters. Bro, how does he literally trolled him to death. Like he actually shit talked him into death. Ace literally wasted the lives of thousands of people who died for him just because he got a bit upset because of Akainu's words. Like, bro, Akainu, like not only this.
Yeah, that's like.
I respect Akainu, man. Like, it's crazy. One of my goats for sure. But sorry to get into the War 7 part. Yeah, like the Usopp moment, because he's been my top 3 like since I was a kid, man. I've loved Usopp. And his moment in Enies Lobby where like he challenges Luffy for the Going Merry and they fight, like that is so heart-wrenching. That actually made me cry as a kid, man. I'm not even kidding when I watched that. And like,
oh yeah.
Like it is so. And then Robin as well, and it feels like the crew is falling apart. Man, and War 7 is special. For me, I like to.
I also like.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I like to cheat code and count Enies Lobby into, but yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Like, if they were like together in the cheat code, I would probably just still put them in number 1. But I also like in Water 7 when, like, it started off as like a really nice, happy blue town with like a nice concept with the waters and stuff. And then just slowly, everything started going down with suddenly Robin, with like these weird mask guys, and then Usopp. Which, oh my god, that fight, like you said, it felt like watching my own kids or my own friends fight. Like it it was that serious.
Yeah.
And then like Iceberg suddenly getting assassinated, and then like they had the sky like once it was blue, but then it slowly turns gray. It was just different. Like I felt like I was in a dream reading that. Like everything flowed from beginning to end, flowed so well. Because I feel like um
Hmm.
a lot of One Piece arcs, there is it's obviously very long, right? But there's certain, I guess, portions where it can get slow or it can get dragged out. But I
Hmm.
genuinely feel like from Water 7, beginning to end, it was just flawless. Like I didn't have any, any boring
No,
moments.
it is good. Everything. It's just okay. The only flaw that it has, like the one crypt, because even Superman has his kryptonite, right?
Yeah.
The Sanji line. I was gonna meme the Sanji line where he says like, uh, what? Always forgive like a woman even if they lie, or something like crazy like that. Um,
Oh.
it's a meme. It's a meme like in the community. Whereas
Yeah.
like that's like the floor of it. Yeah, it's wild that he said that though. But like, cause like forgive any lie, and then people like obviously people took it to like the extreme of bringing things up, so it became like this whole meme.
Hmm.
Sanji is a very, very, very you either really love him or you really hate him type of character, you know.
Yeah, I hated him in Fishman Island, but
Oh,
I still
he's
like Sanji a lot. But oh my god, that Fishman Island Sanji was
yeah.
too much.
But
Wait, so what's your favorite arc in One Piece?
it's so tough. It's so tough.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
If we count, okay, because I truly count it all as one, because it's like it's literally all the same characters, the plot line. I count War 7 and Enies Lobby as one arc, so like that's my favorite. But if you count
Okay,
it
yeah.
separate, it would have to be maybe Impel Down, maybe Marineford,
Hmm.
um, maybe like Alabasta is really good.
Yeah.
It's tough, but like if Skypiea, I really really like Sky. That's the most hated. That's not, no, it isn't. Long Ring Long Line is the most hated. I should catch myself right there. That is so like I have reread and rewatched One Piece so many times from my lifetime, without like question. I always skip that arc. I don't. I actually consider it filler, man. Like my god, it is. But yeah, like I remember like back
Someone
in the
said,
day. Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
No, no, no.
No,
Well,
I just saw someone comment saying, "Have you heard the crackpot theory that Soichi King is Usopp?" That's actually that's really good.
no, no. There's no chance. There's no chance. Like,
Yeah.
wait, didn't I think they had like a similar nose, but that's only because they're maybe brothers. Like that's my theory on that. No, maybe.
Yeah.
But we know Usopp's from Syrup Village, and Soy King's from Snipe Island. So there we go.
Facts. And
Yeah.
he's got the mask, so there's no way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just it doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. But two good characters. Yeah, as like I remember, so way back when for YouTube, like I'm talking like the ancient days, right? So there used to be full on fights. So you know, like Gohan versus Cell. I remember like the whole
Yep.
fight. This was like when copyright wasn't even a thing. Like that was on YouTube. The whole fight was like 2 hours 36 minutes. And then I remember like Frieza versus Goku's 3 hours. I remember one thing I'd always go back to as a kid. I remember watching it so many times. It was like this. It was like 30 minutes. Always the video was 30 minutes. The like videos that made him. It was Luffy versus
Mhm.
Rob Lucci. I miss those golden days, man. We could just like go on YouTube, fucking just like
Yeah.
watch the because like they would actually have the fight and only the fight portions. Like it's so perfect, but you know it is what it is. And I'd watch it at time and time again. It's so man, that fight is good. By the way, that's before Hunter x Hunter. Man, I feel so old saying all this stuff, man. I don't even want to say anymore. I'm like,
It's like getting you nostalgia.
I feel like a grandpa, man. Oh my god. But yeah, because I watched OG before 2011 came out. Funny because I watched 2011 as happening, coming out week to week. Before then, like, because you could watch a full-on anime on YouTube. Like, the entire thing would be on YouTube. And that's where I watched OG Hunter x Hunter. If anyone in the chat was, like, around back then.
Damn, yeah, that's crazy because like I always thought before, since like streaming services like Netflix and whatnot like wasn't much of a thing, so like they had like the only way you can watch anime is either through like the TV channels or I guess
Illegal
which I just
websites,
learned
bro.
from you said, yeah, legal websites or it's just on YouTube back in the
Yeah,
day.
no, YouTube was the really big one, but like way back when. So because there was rarely any, there was actually no like paying services. the illegal websites were like so popular, and there was so many of them. It's not like nowadays. Like back then, every anime fan only watched specifically from like illegal websites, and there was specific like there was so many, man. Like, a lot of them are shut down now, but yeah, like back then, like that was the thing. But man, time goes by. Like god damn. I mean, if you think about it, there's gonna be a time like a decade from now when you'll be talking about JJK like how I'm talking about these series.
Yeah.
So get ready.
I don't want to feel that. I don't want to like.
But it's
feeling.
not good, man. I feel like I'm only like 21, but I feel like I'm 41 in the anime community. Yes.
20. Yeah, you're 21 years young. Someone said
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've heard your thoughts on this. Thoughts on the live action One Piece?
I really liked it. Especially all the actors, like they actually embody the characters. Like it's every little detail is like controlled and approved by Oda, right? I think he approved all of the cast as well. It just looks good. Like there's just so much heart into it. Like I get it. People are gonna have an innate bias. Like it doesn't even matter how good a live action or CGI is. People are gonna have an innate like dislike or bias simply because it is what it is, and I see that for the live action. Personally, I thought it looked good. I'm really willing to give it a try. But most importantly, I love how much heart is into it. Like I love how much everyone cares about the series. Like from the people making it, Oda's involvement, and all the actors. But what were your thoughts on it?
No, I'm really glad that you say you liked it because I really liked it too. I've seen a lot of my mutuals and just Twitter in general saying they don't like it.
Bro, Blaziken
like,
is cooking it. Blaziken is cooking it. I'm like, that's my guy, but please, come on. Yeah,
yeah, what you said, like how there's so much heart into it, because I saw this video where all the cast was reacting to the trailer.
Yeah,
and
they cried. Luffy's cried.
They're crying. It's like, guys, you can't say this is like, like they just put so much heart into it and they care about it, and you can like see it in the trailer. At least I did. Like,
same.
Yeah, there's so much effort. So to kind of like disprove that and say, oh man, like this is a waste of, One Piece should have not made into a live action. Like it just hurts me, even though I'm not even a part of the the crew or the cast, but like it hurts me.
Right? Yeah, it's not the same, man. It's so upsetting. Like there's so much like if you guys don't like, if it truly just isn't for you, fair enough, right? I'm not saying you have to like it, but it's just upsetting. Like there's so much heart into it. I'm like, damn, man, damn. But it is what it is. I mean, there are some good live actions from memory. Like there was a really good Death Note, not the Netflix, by the way, not the Netflix. There's a good Death Note one in the past. Full Metal had a really, really good live action that got slept on. There was like a specific Bleach one that was good, where it covers it until like the... It's really weird. Like it covers everything pre-Soul Society in one movie, and it did it on like a $2 million budget. Oh, it did it well. I'm not even gonna lie, for its budget, it actually did really, really well. I think it was less than 2 million. I think it was like 200,000. It's something ridiculously small, but... No, there's like some good ones out there, but because people only focus on... It's the same with CGI, where like... Man, I won't even get into it. It's like this whole... like people like blindly hate, especially Demon Slayer CGI. Like, did you see the Demon Slayer CGI in the new season?
Yeah, I honestly at this point I just feel like people just hate to hate.
Yeah, like it's so... Like, because... Listen, alright? Listen, guys. I was... Grandpa Kaio here, alright? I was there when Berserk had that god-awful CGI. I've lived through so much garbage CGI. Like it is like truly horrific, right? If you guys have seen, like, gone back to the anime and seen them. Finally, we're getting CGI that actually looks so good, right? Like in Demon Slayer. And then people like cry and complain about CGI. I'm like, you guys, oh my god, like this isn't why people hate CGI. People hate it for, I don't know. It's like you said.
For some reason of CGI is insane.
Yeah, it's just...
Or it's just people just hate to hate.
It really is that. Like, man. But, yeah. Man, I see a lot of people saying some live actions are good as well. But, Bunny looks like Pennywise. But Bunny looks wild. Bunny looks like Joker. I can't lie. That looks good. He's done it to me.
What did you... Yeah, that's what because when I showed it to my friends, they said like Buggy is not it. I'm like, wait, what? Like when I
I
saw him
liked
on screen
it.
the first time, I'm like, yo, this is Buggy looks fire.
He looks like a pirate clown, man. I don't know what to say. He looks good.
Yeah, I think I like it that it is somewhat like a bit creepy and
Hmm.
yeah, Pennywise. Someone said.
It's like a mixture of creepy. I think a specific show is creepy, but it looks goofy at the same time. Like that is what you want from Buggy. That is actually what you want
Mhm.
from like goofiness as well. Nah, but yeah. Overall though, man, that trailer, I will be there. I will be there
100%.
for sure. I'm glad. I'm so glad to actually talk to someone who feels the same way. Like everyone I talk to as well. They just don't like it, which is fair, but.
Yeah, like I can, but even what did you think of like the last shot? Like with because for some reason, like when I just watched the trailer, I thought everything was fine, but for some like I saw people complaining about the Gomu Gomu pistol or whatever.
Hmm.
Like I don't know, I just feel like it it's obviously because it's like live action, it's it can't be too much cartoonish or else it would just be cringe. But like I think they did it like to the point where it's like normal, if that makes sense. Like
I
it doesn't look as bad.
See, I actually think like the reason I think people didn't like it. I mean, there's a variety of reasons, right? Like the biggest one for even for
Hmm.
me, I didn't think it looked too good. It's because there's like too, like let's say we had seen some CGI fighting throughout the trailer, so we see like Zoro going at CGI speed, or like a lot of characters using CGI strength, and we get to see
Hmm.
Luffy using his CGI gum like rubber gum abilities. I think it would have looked a lot normal, and I feel like when we actually watch it, like in the anime, it's gonna become like we're gonna get really accustomed to it, and it's gonna look normal. But I think specifically because we just see it only for one shot,
Oh, hmm.
like it just looks so out of place because like everything else in the trailer looks normal. Whereas like, if we actually watch like the actual live action, it's gonna look normal because we'll probably see a lot of like Luffy like messing about with his body with rubber. But
Right.
it looked
Yeah, it'll
it
be
looked
like
out of
blended in.
place. Yeah, it looked out of place because it was like the only CGI attack that just came out of nowhere at the end, compared to everything that else that looked, realistic. Um, that's like my mini, what is it like psychoanalyst thing on breaking down
Oh no,
life
yeah, I
thing.
feel
Yeah,
you.
it's yeah, man. It's actually
Zephyr said, "I'm not gonna go ahead."
yeah. No, go on.
No, I was just reading his comment. He said, "I'm not gonna tolerate any JDK disrespect after season 2 comes out." That's the thing. I'm like,
Mm.
I feel like just like what happened with Demon Slayer, there's gonna be. I mean, it maybe just happens with every anime. Like it happened with My Hero Academia season 6 or season 7, whatever, as well. Um, yeah, I'm kind of gory to see.
I have no worry. I think all of the people who said season one is like average or mid, like the Trash Taste lads or like some other like people
Oh
like a lot
my
of people say
god.
it. I'm telling you, man, the switch up when Shibuya happens, there will be a switch up. There will be a switch up, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, hey, you frauds, you merchant, bro. I mean, I would love to see a positive reaction to it. I think there will be. Bro, I remember like, when Nobita died, bro. Well, she's not dead. Coma. That was
Yep.
the reaction from that. You got into it at that point, didn't you? You said you got into the Mahito Nobita
Yeah.
stuff.
Unfortunately.
So you saw, man. You saw how crazy that was.
Like
Yeah.
that's the thing too. There's so much. There's just way too much moments where like every episode could really be like I feel
Sukuna
like okay
versus
once
Jogo. Yeah.
yeah like even fights like
Maharoga.
that like Sukuna versus Jogo, Maharaga, Yuji
Choso
versus
versus
Chozo,
Mahito.
just but even like the
Yuta.
little fights like Yuji and Megami versus Awasaka. I mean
Mm-hmm.
that's not going to be trending of course, but like I'm just still as a fan that reading that from the manga, I'm still really excited to see that. I feel like the choreography is really there's a lot of
Good.
I guess
Toji.
yeah.
How can I forget Toji versus Dagon.
Oh man.
Well, that's gonna. Oh, I, I am like mentally. You don't know how much I mentally have prepared myself for all of the unbearable Toji fanboys that are gonna be birthed from this anime season, bro. I'm preparing myself. I got those videos ready, bro. I got them ready. Like,
You got the Toji overrated video ready?
best, but I mean, I've already made one recently, but best anime version.
Oh, okay.
Anime version is coming. Um, oh man, it's gonna be.
I'm excited for it. I'm gonna embrace the Toji stuff.
I am. I am. See, I guess that's the. I should do what you do, man, because like I'm gonna get like cooked, like jumped by the Toji fanboys if I do what I do. Maybe I shouldn't.
Nah, that's good. You're taking the risk for all of us.
I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit. Oh man, we are the exception. Yeah, Dragon knows, man. Wow, when that line comes in, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful. Seeing Toto get his arm clap, bro. Yuji get that black flash. Kenjaku come in. Season 2 is gonna be peak. Ending on Yuta,
Oh man.
bro. When it ends on Yuta, I'm gonna see everyone. And it's obviously we've seen Shibuya as well. People are gonna glaze, rightfully so, right? They're gonna glaze JJK so hard. I cannot wait to see it, bro. I'm so confident. I'm so confident people are gonna just like switch up. But anime only. Pooh say like season 1's mid.
Guys, yeah, we're 1 week away. Like you said earlier, the trash taste. I'm not sure because I don't really watch them that much, but I know like Connor, like I think he loves JJK, but the other two
Call it
maybe
mid.
not like Gege. Yeah, I think he said season 1 was like not enough, but Joey, oh my god, he said when he said JJK's mid, and he said like like I think he said he likes Demon Slayer better than JJK, which is fine,
What?
but he said it's because JJK's too simple, which is like, bro,
No,
what?
my
But
God.
Demon Slayer, like,
No,
I
man.
don't know.
When I hit hey, cold trash taste for a reason, right? So can't really. At least they live up to the name, but I need to see the switch up. Like I trust me. I imagine people are gonna say when season 1 starts. I can already see. They're gonna say, "Oh, it's boring. It's boring." Like with the whole Rico stuff. Like it's gonna be hype when what's his name, Gojo awakens, and it's gonna start there. But I really feel like once the disaster curse stuff happens, like that's really gonna break the internet with Gojo versus the disaster curses. And I feel like every point from that point on, people are gonna be like wanking JJK to the max. And I will be there. Best believe.
Yep.
But I could see at least for the first couple episodes, people were like, "This is slow. This is boring." The start of the hidden inventory. I could see that, but yeah, switch up will be crazy.
Yeah, speaking of that, like Gojo versus disaster curses, I think like one of the reasons why I also really love Shibuya is just the environment. Like I don't know. Now that I think about it, like when I think about like anime arcs, there is not a lot where it takes place in a city and there's like a crowd around it. Like for the most part, it's probably like in a temple, building, field, or whatever. But like the fact that like Shibuya actually takes place in Shibuya, it's on Halloween night. You see, everyone with costumes, like a panic going on in the subway. It's almost like it's kind of like comics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that crowd effect, like people running away. Like it adds more of a horror immersive experience that. Like when Gojo's there with all the people, and he's like, what do I do? Like, do I activate my domain or? I mean, he didn't really obviously. Like he ended up doing it, but that's what the disaster curse were saying. Yeah, he was contemplating. It's just that like crowd effect that I'm really excited for in that fight.
For sure. Oh, bro, because when we did that stream where we like ranked which is the best arc, right? That won, didn't it? Did it? Oh no, was it Mahito that won? Mahito versus, I think at the very least the disaster curse was like second or third, right? Versus Gojo. I think it either won.
Definitely made it really far.
It was like second or third, yeah. So, bro, when that happens, like it's from that moment onwards. Actually, I think from the Toji versus Gojo stuff, and then everything after. Oh, it's gonna be switch ups. I will be there to see the switch ups. I got all the names down of all the people, right? And when they switch up, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We'll be there. Hey, Dragon as well. Shout out you, man. Appreciate the 5. What do you guys think of the new JJK anime art style? It looks simplistic, but at the same time more fluid. I think that was your take, wasn't it, as well? I remember during the stream that we did, that you did, and I was watching, Corkless was there as well.
Yeah.
JJK, what is it? Live stream. You saying that as well, right? How for fights to look more fluid.
Yeah, they're definitely more like. It's just I don't know. I'm not so much of an animation nerd, but like sometimes I would rewatch that trailer like in slow motion and just see like when Toji was running up on Gojo. It's just so fluid, but like compared to season 1, obviously it has like some Sakuga moments as well, but because like the art style is too detailed, there are definitely some moments where it looked clanky. Like you know, I don't know if you recognize, but like Panda versus Mechamaru.
Very, very clunky.
Yeah, clunky. And then there were some moments in the Mahito versus Yuji fight. Obviously, I'm just like nitpicking, but the fact that obviously season 2 has a lot of fights, and we're getting a simple art style, and it's gonna be more fluid. I feel like it's best, given you know the fights that take place.
But imagine Toji running on water, like fighting Dagon with that like animation. Oof,
It's gonna look so smooth.
Yeah, I cannot wait, man. I really cannot wait. I mean, it's unfortunate because season 2 has, like, again, this is the only time I'll say this, but it's very rare. The rare Gojo fraudulent moment, right? It is what it is. I know it was such a tough decision, right? And obviously, like, I think everyone in that situation wouldn't have done as well as some people may have. But even myself, I would not have done as well as Gojo. But he should have just. I should listen. It's like the same, you know, in Wano how Oden didn't want to sacrifice just a few thousand people, and then because of that, millions had to suffer. Like I genuinely, Oden is such a Chad. Like he is Chad Den. He's such a beast. Like he's good. But boy, oh boy, this guy is a clown, bro. Like it's a tough decision. I get it. But just because of those few, like, what is that, like 1,000, 2,000 hostages? You know, Kaido's a fraud for that as well. Like, 1,000 hostages, Kaido, fair enough, okay? Gender pushing, but just because of that, like, millions had to suffer, like, over generations for 20 years. And the worst part is those thousands of people probably suffered horrifically even after they were freed. It's a very tough choice. And obviously a lot of people can't make that choice. Like, it's just too tough. All right, I'm not saying I would do better. But this is Oden, this is Gojo, this is the guy to make that choice, and I do think he should have, because it's him of all people, like he is him, he should have just, like said fuck it, kept his domain open as long as possible, and then he would have just the how many people in Shibuya was it, a couple hundred or 1,000, they would have died.
Yeah.
But think about the hundreds of thousands that would have not suffered or died because of everything that happened in the Culling game, or the characters that would have survived. Everything would have been fine actually, and he would have killed all the disaster curses. Like, my God, man! And by the way, that would have messed up all of what's his name, Kenjaku's plans, because he needs Mahito to actually carry out his plan because for the ideal transformation. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it does make Gojo a better character in a sense. Like, he's not perfect. He makes mistakes.
He's human.
But no, I get what you mean. Yeah, he's human.
Yeah, but like...
when you could have saved more people, yeah.
Like,
and you could have stopped the culling games.
You could have prevented everything. Bro, I get it, man. Like, these disaster like, these humans are important, but you just can't let these disaster curses live. Hey, shout Eternal Flame as well. Shout my guy. He says, Obito beats Gojo. Well, I guess
I'm on my rewatch of Naruto, so I can't really speak on that.
It would depend on how Kamui interacts with, because I remember there was like a big debate about Kakashi versus Gojo, and about how Kamui interacts with the Limitless. If it really is the case where Kamui... No, Obito should win, because the Kamui... Wait, no, he shouldn't actually. No, I should call myself... Oh, wait, this is tough. Okay, the Kamui should bypass the Limitless, so Obito should be able to teleport past the Limitless, right? Because it is true teleportation. It doesn't travel a distance. But if he tries to absorb Gojo into the Kamui, would that bypass the Limitless? Like, would it? Maybe. But they wouldn't even kill Gojo, though. It would just absorb him into the Kamui realm. By the way,
that's like the same kind of scenario. I remember like something similar to that. People would say like, would Itachi's Amaterasu bypass infinity.
No, that has to travel. I think we've seen that has to travel.
Mm.
Specifically when the Raikage, he literally dodges it, right? So
Yeah.
and it like there's a visual thing where his after image dodges the flame and the flame like actually travels, because like that needs a line of sight. See, that's the difference between Amaterasu and Kamui, bro. It just he can teleport anywhere. There's no line of sight needed. It's like it is true instantaneous teleportation.
True teleportation, yeah.
But by the way, because I see truth-seeking orbs. Yeah, by the way, because I talked about this in the Naruto versus Gojo video. If we're talking about Jubito, which is a different case, yeah, Jubito wins because the truth-seeking orbs like actually just turn off the infinity when it hits it in the same way that the inverted spirit of heaven do. Gojo has no way out of the Kamui realm. Well, it's not really a win though. I mean, he's just kind of in the realm. It'd be like a draw, I guess. Maybe that's like if you count that as a win condition, it would count. But yeah, interesting matchup though. Interesting matchup. Onoki slams Gojo. Wow, no, stop. That's kind of. Well, maybe wait, because it's like.
Wait, is that the old dude or my trip?
Yeah, the Tsutsi. How do you say it? Tsutsikage? Tsutsikage. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh my god, but.
No, I think you're right.
No, I am.
It's a hard name to pronounce anyway.
Yeah, the Chitsi. Oh fuck it, man. Hey, it's the Kage of the Stone Village, right? There we go. I'll say the English name. But yeah, no, because it depends on if it's like particle style. It says it like literally, it is like a space attack, right? Atomizes even space itself. So, I guess it would depend on like whose space manipulation is stronger, Gojo's or Inoki's. I could see the argument for Inoki's bypassing it because like it is space manipulation. It's like that's a cracked extent, isn't it?
Mm.
Maybe Naruto versus Luffy. Luffy wins, unfortunately. Are you joking about Inoki? Unironically, like it's a good matchup though, because he actually his particle style. Yeah, it's pretty busted. I think it is because I think we are getting around that time as well, bro. How is it 3 hours?
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like what the hell? I think it's like one of the longest streams I've done in a while.
I did not feel like. Yeah, I did not feel like 3 hours for me. Wow.
I thought we were just about hitting 2.
I thought it was like an hour and 30. I didn't even know we were 3 hours.
Yeah, man. Oh, damn, 3 hours. I can't lie though. I think, in particular, this stream has been really, really fun though because this.
Oh yeah.
Because we talk so much other stuff besides JJK. Like honestly, so much stuff.
Which
it's
like,
refreshing.
For me. It was needed because I feel like
Yeah.
I've been doing so much JJK where it's just it's a nice fresher breath there to talk about other stuff.
Yeah, like I'm not even gonna lie. It's actually nice. It's actually nice. Hey, shout out to like the 100+ people that stayed around. Because like we even talked about JJK in like an hour or two or something. And, hey, you guys stayed around. Hey, appreciate you guys. No, that's
Thanks,
dope.
guys. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah. Hey, see, hey, maybe we don't have to do JJK all the time. It works. It works.
It does, yes.
No, it was really fun. Hey, and thanks as well, especially to you as well for coming on. I appreciate it. Yeah, if there's...
Yeah, man, thanks for inviting me. Thank you, chat, for sticking along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like if there's even one person in here, like even one who hasn't checked out the fake week, I imagine almost everyone has. Hey, check him out. Again, go eat JJK content. Seriously, check him out. And again, hey, thanks to you for coming on. And
yeah,
thanks
no problem,
to
man.
Yeah, everyone who stayed by, whether you just like donated, whether you just talked, or whether you were just watching, whether you were just lurking and you never sent a message the whole time. Appreciate having you here. It's been fun. But yeah, that's unless you got any last things you want to say.
I guess just guys, one more week. Look out for Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. We're almost there.
Yes, no, that's spin. That's actually spin facts. All right, well, yeah, we'll see you all. We'll see you guys then. All right, peace.
Later.
All right, cool. I think it's ended if my laptop isn't buggy.
Awesome. Yeah, I think.
There we go. Yeah, it's done. Yeah.
Yeah. My stream had just had a lot of delay. Just finished.
Yeah. No, it should be a bit. Yeah, pretty delayed. It's like it's like 10-15 seconds. I tried to fix it, but I think it's like if I try to increase the delay time, it would just make it too laggy because my laptop's garbage.
Have you ever
Unfortunately.
thought of like